I'm Dick Strawbridge, and along with my wife Angel and our 2 children, we left the UK for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We've gradually been making it into our home as well as running it as a business.
That's a long way up.
But it turns out we're not alone, as dozens of Brits are doing exactly the same thing.
Sometimes you have to pinch yourself to think, I own that.
In this series, Angel and I will reveal more about our journey as chateau owners.
Quite a lot of scrap here, it's worth money. Might be able to pay you this time.
And guide these daring Brits where we can.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
As they renovate.
This is looking good, I'm quite happy with this.
Repair.
I've never done this before, so it should be all right.
And struggle to transform these buildings into their homes and businesses.
Go, 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 go. Absolutely magnificent.
This is the glamorous chateau life that everyone thinks I need. Trying to avoid getting my face near where the toilets here.
This is not the way to make money.
But however hard the going gets, these plucky Brits can always say they're kings and queens of their very own castles.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Today,
Hi, guys.
2 rookie chateau managers struggle with their sales pitch.
It's a lot worse than it looks. I'm going to turn that into a bar.
OK.
And each other.
I don't think it's going to bother anyone.
It'll bother me.
A couple make some unexpected discoveries at their chateau in the Loire Valley.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
Some surprising.
Motherload!
Others rather worrying.
Alex has found some dangerous chemicals in there.
And as one couple start the search for their fairy tale chateau...
Oh, stunning. Beauty et le beast.
This room, it just makes me want a 12.
Angel and I give them some invaluable advice.
Are you serious? You're buying a chateau?
Walk up it, but the chickens will roost on it.
I'm Dick Strawbridge, engineer and former lieutenant colonel in the British Army. With my wife Angela, we've been renovating our chateau into a home and business.
This is my calling in life.
It's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
But what people don't realise is the hard work starts before you even get the keys.
What do you think, Abernathy? Gonna go find a chateau?
Meet chateau shoppers Johnny and his American-born partner, Ashley. He's an artist, she's a television producer, and they want to buy their very own castle.
The dream for both of us is to find a chateau, something that's got, obviously, history. A lot of them are in the ruined state. We're talking no roofs, walls that are falling down. And the beautiful thing in France, there's so many properties like that out there.
Yeah, we're just so excited about it. And then to just bring it back to life, I think that's the most exciting part.
After meeting a year ago, they set up home near Montpellier in the south of France, in a small townhouse in the medieval town of Pézenas.
Just to live amongst history is such a dream. In America, you don't get buildings that old, ever. It's just so exciting.
Artist Johnny has his own gallery and workshop here.
It's actually a famous town for artisans. That's one of the reasons that we picked to live here.
He's got hundreds of pieces of artwork taking up space in his gallery and their small home. Plus, they share an addiction.
Our passion is antiquing.
We're kind of like magpies. So this, for instance, is just probably 1% of a glimmer of our personality, right? Things that we've collected all the way around France.
So they're taking the plunge and buying something big. Very big.
So we've done the math, and I think we come out with E equals MC Chateau. Right?
They're also hoping their chateau will provide them with a whole new business.
We want to be able to have a gallery and a big workshop, but also in the future a cafe. So the more space, the better.
Yeah.
But before they start the search for their dream home, they've asked me and Angel for some advice. Ashley's jetted off to the States for work, but Johnny's driven from the south of France to meet us at our place.
Oh, my God. Well, first impression, hey?
Oh, this is awesome. Actually, I really wish that we'd found this one before Dick and Angel. They have got a beauty here, they really have.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing, fella? How's the journey?
It was long. Lovely to meet you.
Good to see you, mate.
I'm lost for words, honestly, I really am.
We actually searched long and hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a matter of just sort of turning up, finding a chateau and moving in.
Yeah.
Do you know how big you're looking for?
Well, the bigger the better. I mean, who doesn't want a big French chateau, OK?
This is small. This is classed as small chateau. Let's go see Angela. Let's go meet Angela.
Should we do that? Thank you.
Hey, gorgeous!
Oh, wow. Hello. Hello, darling. Nice to meet you.
If we're going to give Johnny a few pointers on buying a chateau, we need to know a bit more about what he and Ashley are after.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
So, are you serious? You're buying a chateau? You're that stupid? Have you thought about this?
For us, a chateau, it's the beauty of the old stone, the architecture. It's the history that goes into it. You know, the worn floors that servants have walked over for generations and generations, serving their masters or the family above, and just being part of that and feeling it, you know?
He is that stupid.
How long have you been together now?
Just over a year, actually.
I think that the commitment is absolutely huge. If you've got the same values, you'll get through it. And we work our socks off, don't we? Building what we've got for the children and what have you. And when you've got that dream, you put the hard work in.
Yeah, we want to start off small with like a little bed and breakfast, build up to a bit more boutique style hotel.
Yeah.
But the big draw card really is looking for a chateau that's got outbuildings so that I can have my big workshop, so I can have my art gallery.
I think the best thing we can do is have a little look at some things and just sort of give you a bit of guidance as to what to look out for, what to be scared of.
Sure.
Because, you know...
I'll try not to scare him, but I don't think Johnny has a clue how much he's bitten off when it comes to choosing a chateau. Just 25 miles north of ours is another chateau. The 17th century Chateau Bayeux. It has 30 rooms and sits in 6 acres of land. It lies in the Pays de la Loire region of France and is rented by estate agents Philip and Angelina Bailey-Smith.
All right, home sweet home.
Bored of the London rat race, they moved to France where they got married. Now they're renting the chateau to see if they want to make the move and buy their own castle.
I thought, let's rent first, but we get to genuinely experience the life that we were planning on buying into.
Try before you buy.
Yeah, something
There
like that.
you go.
It costs us about 40,000 euros a year to be here. By the time you put in your heating costs, all the rest of it.
They can only afford to live here by continuing their estate agent business in London. But to help make ends meet and decide if they want to buy their own chateau, they are now going to hire out the chateau for events.
We've been in the UK for 3 weeks. Best turn the water back on. Watch yourself.
Today they're meeting a local English couple who have agreed to have their anniversary party here.
This is where the stopcock is. It's under a lot of foam, keep it from freezing.
I'm glad you're doing it, not me.
Water's on.
This will be Phil and Angelina's first booking.
We can afford to stay in a place like this, but it's absolutely pointless unless you're going to run a business out of it. This event coming up this summer is our dry run. We really need to make sure it goes off without a hitch.
The couple coming today want to discuss the finer details of their big party.
It's always quite stressful when I've got these guests coming up, and I've probably got under an hour to tidy up lots of rooms, get ready, get the dog out of the way as well. Lightning, come. Good boy.
But having clean rooms and a clean dog are the least of their worries. The guest toilets have a serious damp problem.
Oh, wow, that's quite mean.
Whatever damp-proof membrane was on this wall was holding the water.
You might not want to touch that.
And the outdoors entertainment needs a bit of work.
I'll turn that into a bath.
Ah, yeah, I agree.
But this is my plan. Put a tilt in this so there's a run and we put a roof on it.
How about a perspex roof?
Perspex looks like it's cheap and quick. If you've got white canvas, it's got the wedding-y sort of
vintage,
shabby chic feel to it.
Yeah.
And here...
I don't think it's going to bother anyone.
It'll bother me.
With their party clients due to arrive at any moment, Phil and Angelina have to focus less on the shabby and more on the chic.
To make their day as special as we found our wedding here, maybe, with a little bit of luck, they can see through the mess and we're all good.
They're here. Hi, guys.
Retired pilot Chris and his wife Roseanne have lived in this part of France for 12 years and have agreed to celebrate their golden wedding anniversary in Phil and Angelina's chateau. They're joined by the son Kristen, who will be the DJ on the big day.
Nice to see you.
Chris has been away most of our married life, flying, and we haven't been able to celebrate many anniversaries, so this is going to be really special for us.
50 years, it's a lifetime, isn't it? I suppose.
It's been very good, does it?
Shall we go in?
A lot depends on how the next few hours go. It's not just the booking that could be in question, but the couple's plans for a future in their very own chateau.
We don't get it right for these guys in this day, we'll probably think about maybe this isn't for us. I just really hope that's not the case.
This is the magnificent Chateau de Jalène. It's the home of British couple Michael and Jonathan. Located in the Loire Valley, they bought this place in 2014 for just over £750,000.
It was the same price as our flat in London. That's how ridiculous it was. We thought it was too good an opportunity to miss.
Back then, the place looked very different.
The first sight of it in the flesh, rather than the estate agent's details, was wow. I think it was even more wow because it was so neglected. There were trees growing out of the moat where we're sitting at the moment. I think it was up here somewhere. I mean, you could get lost in it.
There's goats.
There was thorns and thistles and ivy and trees and ponies and donkeys and goats. The challenge was superhuman, and that's what appealed to the two of us.
With the help of investors, they've converted it into 15 holiday apartments and a location for weddings. But they're struggling to make a profit. So this year is make or break.
John and I don't earn anything out of this until it starts making money. We're now 2 years down the line. It's still not making a profit. So we've got a year on a very, very frugal budget to go. And then we've got to make the decision, can we still sustain the two of us being here?
They're doing everything they can to keep costs down. One way of doing that is to use volunteers.
We have a system of volunteers that come from all over the world to give us a hand. So these guys come along, give us their skills that we haven't got the aptitude to do, and then we give them food and lodging. Barter works for all of us.
Today, the volunteers are going to help Michael and Jonathan search some unexplored caves in the chateau's dry moat. They're hoping they might uncover some surprises that could make or save them some much-needed cash.
All the stone around the moat, etc., was dug out to build this chateau. So this stone for this building has come from these moats and these caves.
And we still haven't been in all the caves. There's still some that are unexplored. We just haven't had the time because we've been so busy with this.
Who knows what secrets lie hidden in some of these caves?
This entrance could have been blocked up for several decades, perhaps even centuries. And eventually, we hope to see what mysteries lie behind it. There's a lot of local rumours about a tunnel system and treasure.
The caves they're exploring today lie just off the entrance tunnel to Chateau de Jalène's dry moat.
If there's anything dangerous, just shout out. Don't try to deal with it. If you find any treasure, it's mine.
Mine.
Otherwise, let's have some fun. Does that open up? Come on, then. That's a good start. OK. Come on in. So, building materials need to go into the cave next door. Anything that you think can be recycled, we'll put in one pile. Superb. Let's get stuck in. That's rubbish, Michael. Hey, what is... Wow. Oh, my goodness. Michael?
They've only been working 5 minutes when the cave throws up a surprise.
Michael, Well, where's that from, then?
When you see things like this often to do at the Revolution. The heads have been chopped off and the hands have been chopped off.
In 1794, when the peasants came through this part of the country, they vandalised any images of nobility. These statues were made before then. Jonathan believes way before then.
We know there was a medieval manor house on the same site of the chateau today, and we know that the chateau's been built piece by piece. The earliest bit that we've got at the moment dates from 1530, but this is pre-that even, which we just need to keep now. We need to show it, display it, get it up so that everybody who comes to the chateau can see it. And it's fantastic to find something like that. Really good.
But just as things are looking up,
Alex has found some dangerous chemicals in there.
How do they dangerous?
Because it's got dangerous written on the bloody barrel.
back to our place in northwest France. Aspiring chateau buyer Johnny has come for some advice. It might be a dream to own a fairy tale castle with turrets and towers, but buy the wrong place and it can turn into a nightmare. So we've got some simple tips.
There are a lot of stairs.
Yeah. Hold on. We've come up 3 flights. Have a look at this next bit. Oh, wow. And there's another floor above this.
You're young and it doesn't matter. But if you are thinking of having this as a business, you do have to keep that sort of thing in mind.
Keep walking upstairs. You've had too much of a breather. I like to see people doing it in a oneer.
Tip number 1, don't worry about the ceiling, it's the roof that matters.
Do you see the little stainless steel clips on the tiles? That's new roof.
Right, yeah.
That is a new roof.
Sure.
So when you're looking around, that has had a problem. It is now fixed. And that says it's been maintained.
OK.
Tip 2, think about the heating.
So this is a thermal store where we store all of our hot water. And if you can actually have an efficient system of heating, it's in your best interest. Anything that helps you get cheaper energy. You take somebody's arm off about here because the bills are big.
Yeah.
Tip 3, never underestimate the plumbing.
This little bad boy here, the old poop tube.
Poop tube.
If you are in the bathroom in the botanical suite on that side, your poo has to go over to our septic tank over in this side.
OK.
And Angela, you didn't want any external pipes?
I didn't.
No.
Sorry.
So consequently, we had to find a route through the house for the pipes. And it has to drop 25 mils per metre, or an inch per yard, basically. Yeah, so you get a progression of a slope down, so the poop keeps moving. You have to think about really boring things like gravity. For us, the plumbing and electric, with all the piping, with the thermal store, with the radiators, there'll be no change in 25k. Yeah.
I mean, thus far, all we've done is talked about where we, you know, cosmetic stuff, because that's what you do, you get excited. You think about how it's going to be projected, you think of pallets and what linen you want. But I must say, hearing this, you know, it's quite scary because you do have to think, don't you?
I think the penny's finally beginning to drop. Next, keep an eye out for creepy crawlies.
See this? This is woodworm, and there's rot, and there's various things in there. But, you know, things like this has all been treated now. None of this bothers me. Further south, where you are, there's a line. And down below that line, there's the things that sort of eat lots. Yep.
Termites?
You better believe it. In your area, termites are phenomenal.
Woodworm is relatively easy to treat. But if Johnny does choose a place down south, he'll need to check for termites, because they can be costly.
Come on, let's go down another floor.
I just hope we haven't turned him off the idea of chateau life completely.
There's lots of things that sound like there's problems, but in the end of the day, you get to live somewhere that is actually quite special.
And I've got something to show Johnny that will fire up his imagination. "25 miles north, Philip and Angelina are showing Chris and Roseanne around their chateau.
Nice to see you.
They've already agreed to have their 50th wedding anniversary here. Today they're finalising the details, but with more than 30 other chateaux already up and running as event locations within 100 miles of here, Philip and Angelina don't want to cause them to reconsider.
Here's an idea, right? It's not often you get to 50-year anniversary. Are you interested to renew your vows? You know, there's a chapel, you know, at the back.
Yeah. After 50 years of marriage, you're allowed to say no.
No, that would be good. It's something I hadn't thought about, had you?
Would I marry you again? Yeah, of course I would.
I thought you had his fingers crossed.
How about, as the starting point, you know, should we just have a look at that and we'll go from there? Yeah?
First up is the entrance hall, which was used as a dining room for Philip and Angelina's wedding.
This room will be lovely.
But for this anniversary party, Philip thinks it would be better used as a thoroughfare into the garden.
If we move one of these tables back against the radiator there, they've got the champagne, they grab it themselves, and we're into the back garden before the party starts. You see me do a toast.
But do we actually want a toast?
I think so.
Yeah. It's, you know, you're marking a day that's special. We're doing it in a great setting.
The toilet's behind there.
Yeah.
How many we got?
We've got 2. However, here we go.
After you.
It's loo time.
Yeah, toilets.
Don't be shy.
Like, these are the 2 toilets?
Yeah, they'll be unisex, they're downstairs, they're easy to get to.
Yeah. Needs a little bit.
It needs a little bit of work until it's used. It'll be fine. It's a lot worse than it looks, so I don't want to scare you.
Pretty disgusting, actually.
Is that a family loo? You got 2 in there?
At the same time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Phil. I couldn't invite anybody into those loos.
As I couldn't even use them myself. I'm going to get rid of whatever's causing the issue, redo the wall up there. It'll probably just be plain white.
But you can assure me they're both going to be flushing loos, and it's going to look a lot prettier.
Yeah.
But I look forward to seeing them afterwards. It'll be interesting.
It's what we do outside. It counts.
Oh, I'd get them out onto the terrace pretty quick, Phil.
There'll be some seating here, we'll spread around, and I'm going to turn that into a bar.
OK.
Yeah, you've got to have a bit of imagination. Picture this stuff is not going to be here.
Yeah.
OK.
They have a wine fridge, ice machine.
You're going to do the DJing at the party. Would you put your stuff in here and we have actually the majority of the party here?
The lighting and the speakers, it needs to be under cover, really, so ideally we need to be in the marquee.
OK.
It was in the marquee?
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
OK.
Can I assume all that's going to be cleared up out there?
You mean you don't like fallen trees as part of the backdrop? A little bit of faith is all I ask, with a little luck and a lot of work.
Just out of curiosity,
yeah,
have we discussed food? When we did our 60th, we did a barbecue in the garden.
Yeah. There's all sorts of different options.
Barbecue?
Yeah, it depends on what you think. I mean,
barbecue.
It's barbecue and a buffet style. If it's hot...
Just let us know and then we can have a look at what we can do. Right, shall we go and have a look in the back garden, see how we'll lay it out?
In the Loire Valley sits the magnificent Chateau de Jalène. Owned by couple Michael and Jonathan, they and a band of volunteers have been clearing out one of the unexplored caves that come off the chateau's dry moat. They found some medieval statues.
Oh, it's fantastic to find something like that.
But a minute later, one of the volunteers found something a bit more sinister.
Alex has found some dangerous chemicals in there.
How do you know they're dangerous?
Because it's got dangerous written on the barrel.
Michael finds a clue to what the barrels may contain.
Someone's written on the wall 62 doses for 30 litres of petrol. So they're mixing petrol with something. So that could explain why we've got all these toxic fluids back here. What would you mix with petrol? No idea.
Some of the barrels contain vegetable oil left over from the chateau's hospital days. Could it be that they were mixing it with petrol to try and increase their stock of fuel? Back then, engines could tolerate less pure forms of fuel than today. I certainly wouldn't use that instead of unleaded.
These chemicals that you've found in these barrels, we can't really handle them because if it's got dangerous and toxic on it, you have to get a special contractor to come in, fill in lots of paperwork, and they have to dispose of it. If we leave that, is there anything else in there, Alex, or just those?
And some wine.
Some
and bottles.
Hey, Mother Lode, we've found some wine.
All right, stop work.
We've got, what, about 4 or 5 cases of wine. What are they, Alex? 1995, look.
Yep, 96.
Haute Côte de Beaune, Côte de Beaune. But they're covered in dust. Look at the label on that, how mouldy it is. So this is a different one, then. This is a different, this is a Bordeaux-shaped bottle. Chateau La Perrière. It's 1992. My God, heavens to Betsy. Have you seen this, Michael?
No, I heard you, though.
There's a great stock of wine here. Look at this stuff. 25-year-old Bordeaux.
Opening crew 92.
That's 25 years ago. 25-year-old bottle of wine. Have a look.
Well, that's tonight sorted.
What a result! The statues will benefit the chateau and make a beautiful frieze in its entrance hall. And the wine, if it's still in good nick, can be the reward for finding the statues. I wouldn't mind trying some of that. As Michael sets about finding a place to store his booty, Jonathan heads to the other side of the dry moat, where one of the volunteers thinks he's discovered something in another unexplored cave.
So, what do you think? Have you had a look at it?
Quite sure there's water there.
At Mine and Angel's place in northwest France, aspiring chateau owner Johnny has been getting a crash course in what to look for when you buy a chateau. Before he leaves, there's one last thing to show him.
I think you should take Johnny outside and show him some of the outbuildings.
Talk about studios, let's see what you get for free. I'm thinking about it.
I know at the top of Johnny's wish list are some outhouses for his gallery and workshop.
So another story up here, right?
Yeah, so it's 3 stories.
Damn. Oh, this is huge. Oh, wow.
A couple of things I would say is most of them have not been used for a long time, so have a good think and have a look around. All this wood is original.
I'm probably more excited about the outbuildings than I do the chateau.
Tour over, there's one final bit of advice. Always think long term.
We're talking commitment when you buy a chateau, yeah? So, you know, a puppy's not just for Christmas. A chateau's not just for that honeymoon period. It's the long flog. We looked for 4.5 years before we find this place.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go get some air. It's quite hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah, they get stuffy, right?
Yeah.
Johnny and Ashley are at the beginning of an amazing chateau buying adventure.
How are you?
They are awesome.
I have to admit, I don't envy them.
Don't be scared. We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it. We're happy, darling, aren't we?
Yeah. Johnny, good luck.
Oh, thank you so much for all your advice and everything. I really appreciate it.
And don't forget, you've got the roof, the windows, the plumbing.
Nice one.
Have a nice shop, fella.
I'll keep you posted.
Yeah,
Cheers,
make sure
matey.
you do.
Thanks, guys.
I hope we've taught him a thing or two today, and I can't wait to see what he and Ashley settle on. At Chateau in Goron in northern France, Phil and Angelina are finalising the arrangement for Chris and Roseanne's 50th wedding anniversary celebrations.
We'll just cut around here.
Okay. This is a really long walk just to go for a dance.
Phil has agreed to erect a marquee for the party. He wants to place it at the back of the grounds, next to the moat, to give the best view of the chateau from the marquee entrance.
So the marquee go where, Phil?
I'm thinking the marquee goes lengthways here.
But Chris and Roseanne want it closer to the chateau.
Why not here?
I was hoping it was going to be back there.
OK.
That's a wonderful little spot over there.
Yeah.
They're going to sit over there and they're going to drink over there.
Phil is worried there won't be enough room for the guests if it's too close.
It's the summer. Most people are going to be in front of the marquee. If it's a great
You're
day...
allowing enough room for them to be outside.
Well, I was just thinking it was convenient.
It's your day. Why don't we have it somewhere in the middle? This is kind of the fake line for the back of it. That's your space.
Or would you rather it be the back of it? So
No, because you've got too little space at the front.
This is the shortest distance
Yes,
there
I
will be.
agree with you.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Good girl.
He's
Good girl.
right.
The tour's over, but Phil is worried.
I think we've done enough today, but anyone can walk away and change their mind afterwards. And if I'm honest, given the condition of the house, I wouldn't blame them. I just hope that they can see through the mess, we can deal with the problems, and we're all good.
So he's cooked up a treat to win them over.
The French don't really do a Sunday roast. You can't go out and have one. No one else in Europe understands a Sunday roast apart from the English, so why not play on that, and hopefully that'll seal the deal. Let's not say anything too positive in case I jinx it.
So hungry. Claire, would you like me to sit?
Anywhere you like.
Anywhere.
As with all Sunday roasts, timing is everything. Unfortunately, Phil is cooking in 2 kitchens at either end of the chateau.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that Phil? Where's Phil?
He's coming, I can hear him.
Dinner.
They say to get 10,000 steps a day. It's not a problem in a house like this. So I'm running between a kitchen on one side of an 8,000 square foot house to the other to try to cook the meat, the potatoes, and the rest of it, because the oven here, the glass has fallen out as I've tried to use it this morning. But you know what? It's a great experience for how things go wrong on an event and on a day, isn't it? So it doesn't really matter.
Trying to impress his guests could backfire on Phil. If he can't deliver a dinner for 5 on time, how's he going to cope with catering for more than 50?
You know the food's going to be absolutely delightful, but it's been a long time coming.
But Phil knows how to keep his clients on board.
You need help?
Just keep them entertained, keep the flow of conversation. Ply them with alcohol, keep them happy. 10-minute delay, we'll survive. We're all good. Thankfully, the wine's flowing, so everyone will be all right. So. Hot stuff coming through.
Just 25 minutes late, dinner is finally served.
Okay.
Everyone's had plenty of drinks, so they are well...
They're ignoring the fact it's late. Okay.
Yes.
Good. Good.
Great. Thank you.
Enjoy your food. Sorry it's late. Here's July.
July.
Yeah, lovely.
Pork is so sweet. It's lovely.
English roast in the French chateau.
Very, very good.
The meal's a hit. But did the rather amateur chateau tour change their neighbours' minds?
The only mistake he made was having the marquee right at the back of the garden, and it was a long way away from everything. So persuading him now to do it closer to the chateau, it's going to be good.
If Phil comes up with what he says he's going to do, with a backdrop, which we've got here, it's going to be magnificent.
Jonathan, Michael and the volunteers are exploring just a few of the 30 caves at their chateau. And after a few surprises...
25-year-old Bordeaux. Motherload!
One of the volunteers, Cohen, thinks he's found another one.
Quite sure there's water there.
You are?
Yeah.
Really?
Jonathan's right to be excited. A free water source for a chateau this size could be worth thousands of pounds.
See, we thought this was a coal chute. We thought that they delivered the coal here, it dropped down the bottom, and you just pulled it out. So can you tell if I drop a stone how deep it is?
Well, I can make a guess, but...
Is that all right? Do you want to plop away then, Cohen?
Okay.
That's the moment of truth.
Whoa. A lot of stuff falls in now, but...
That's fantastic. So what we want, a bucket and a rope, find out how deep it is and what the water looks like that comes up.
Yeah.
Okay? This is the answer to our prayers. So I'm saying, you cannot believe how important this is, because the formal gardens are just at the top. We just have to go to the top here, and then we can feed just one pipe straight out there, and we can water the whole bloomin' lot.
That's great.
Fantastic. Oh, I can't tell you how made up I am.
Jonathan and Michael currently spend over £6,000 a year simply watering the garden.
The garden has been laid out in the old French style and takes a lot of water to keep the grass all green. The business relies on it because brides need bright green grass and their guests want flowers and the vegetable patch, the fruit trees, and need I go on? This is such an important find. I cannot tell you how excited how excited I am about it. It's just a lifesaver, really, bills-wise.
Okay, I'll feed it through.
Show us your Girl Guides. Oh, you've done it?
Oh, yes. Right. We've created our makeshift bucket, and we'll see if we can find some water down in this well here.
Okay. Off you go.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm not the well expert.
Do you need to put a stone in the bottom of it so that it actually goes under the water, I think?
You have one in there?
We got one?
Going pretty deep.
Is that it?
Yeah. Okay, I think I have some water.
Superb.
Yes, there's water.
What colour is it? Well, that's not bad, actually. That's clear. Considering that water's been down there for I don't know how long, that's fantastic. We got water!
This could be a big money saver. Make no mistake, the chateau has its own water. You better tell Michael the good news.
Yes? Don't say it like that. I could now make your day, make your meal.
Whole week.
Yes, exactly. Now, you know this coal chute behind me here?
Yeah, there's a load of coal in there.
Well, it isn't a coal chute.
Well, what is it then, Batman?
It's a well.
Is there water in it?
It's a well, and it's full of water, and it's right next to the back garden.
Do you reckon we can get it up from there to the garden?
Yeah, you get a pump. So how much did we spend on water last year just for the garden?
€7,500 or something like that.
7.5. So how pleased are you?
Yeah, that's pretty good news. I think I can sort of say that you can take me out for dinner.
All right.
Great news. If we can get that pump up here, yeah, the maths would say about 7,000. Brilliant. Fantastic.
It's been a good day for Michael and Jonathan. But even if this well can provide enough water to cut down their bills, the only way to ensure the business doesn't sink is to secure a big wedding booking this summer.
Just to break even this year, we would need 13 weddings. We're currently at 5.
Brit Johnny has been to see me and Angel for some chateau shopping tips. 570 miles away, down in the south of France, he and his American partner Ashley are starting the search for their perfect castle at Chateau de Jotte.
It is a massive one built in the 16th century. It looks like it needs a lot of work, but it's exciting.
It's on the market for a fairly steep €520,000. But this is the south of France, where the warm climate and glam location means prices are high. Even places like this that need a fair bit of work.
Oh, wow.
It's nice.
It's
huge.
God. Oh,
The 20-room chateau comes with a separate 3-bedroom house, 5 holiday rentals, and plenty of outbuildings for Johnny's workshops. It's 170 grand over their 350 grand budget, but they're hoping they could get the price down.
Bonjour. Angie, it's Johnny. It's Stephanie. Oui, nice to meet you.
Bonjour, je suis Ashley.
Here we go, babe. Wow, babe. Look how big this is. Look at that.
It's burn. Oh, fire.
Ah.
Fire.
Wow, what a shame.
I know they were up for a project, but I worry this might be a little too much, especially with the state of that roof.
Babe, look up here. That's water, isn't it?
Yeah.
So water, fire, Ed. Okay.
Oh, stunning.
Big windows.
Some Beauty et le Beast.
Yes.
This room, it just makes me want a 12. How long has the property been vacant? Empty?
10.
10?
Yes.
Oui. Torch time. We need a miner's hat.
It was a restaurant.
Oh, restaurant.
Yes.
Oui. And then there was a fire.
Huh.
Here we have some he's and hers. This is quite nice here. Tap doesn't work. Toilet roll. Oh, look, there's a view, though. Broken dolls. And empty bells.
Little baby shoes.
Look. Mama. Mama, boo-boo, what do you think? Oh, that's very creepy, right?
It's very creepy. Other room goes on and on and on. Oh, my goodness. I mean, my gosh, everything would have to come out.
That was one hell of a fire, eh? Can you imagine roaring right through?
Fire damage, water damage. This chateau is riddled with structural issues. I thought our place needed a lot of work.
Oh, look at this. This could be a nice big workshop.
Oh, wow. That's deep, right?
Yeah. If it was 300,000, even 350,000, I would say let's do it.
Yeah.
But 520
Yeah.
with all of the work, I don't know.
Mm. You're thinking no, right?
I'm thinking
They're the vibes
no.
I'm getting. Yeah.
I love it, but
Okay.
it's just too much work.
Sure.
We can't do that work by ourselves. I mean, it's missing floors.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I think you're right. Maybe not on this one. I think we'll let this one go.
I think it's the right decision. There's way too much to fix here, and potentially hundreds of thousands to spend.
We'll find our dream chateau.
We'll keep looking. It's not just finding a home. It will be the first place that we've brought together, laying down roots, and just getting something beautiful that's a monument, really, to France. Does it faze us? Yes. No, absolutely, it does. We're not naive. We know that it's going to be a really arduous journey.
He's not wrong. With thousands of chateaux out there, this task is going to be far from a simple one. In the Pays de la Loire, Philip and Angelina are already on their chateau adventure. They've just secured their first booking, a large anniversary party in 2 months' time, and have started the massive task of getting the place ready.
It's got lots of trees here, which obviously once upon a time had living gardeners to deal with. Unfortunately, I appear to have filled the role of the living gardener. I had high hopes for sitting on the patio, sipping wine with a newspaper. I was sorely mistaken.
Inside, Angelina has made a start on the interiors. She is upcycling second-hand furniture bought for next to nothing.
It cost me 1/3 of the price than what it'll cost me to buy new. That's the only way I can afford to furnish each room. I always use chalk paint because it's what the room needs. It needs to be lighter, so it does bounce a lot more light and feels more airy and spacious. Not that the room isn't. I mean, it's pretty huge, but it's quite a dark room, so I think this is exactly what I wanted to achieve. That French chic look, exactly how you expect a chateau to be. Phil will absolutely love it when he sees it.
With the grounds to clear, an outdoor bar to build from scratch, and a serious damp problem in the guest toilets, Phil's got more on his plate than a ham and cheese panini.
It could be me being a little bit tired, a little bit grumpy from being out in the cold, but I don't think there's enough physical time between now and this party. What I'm bothered about is how much stuff I've got to do.
Yeah.
And you've got your own stuff. I can't keep on asking, and some of it you can't do anyway.
Okay, if you're about to cry, kind of prep me for that.
Oh, I might think about it. You get to the end of the day and you just sort of wonder why you did it all, because you're seeing pictures on social media of your friends out having a party or anything like, oh yeah, I remember that. Back in the day when I had a life, but if it's worth doing, it's not easy, is it?
Feel confident. It'll come together. Someone's got to be strong. Oh, yeah.
Next time,
Go.
caravanning Phil and Angelina style.
Rope snapped.
Johnny and Ashley view their next chateau.
Oh, babe, this is what we want, right?
But discover it's already occupied.
Oh, Dick will have a field day with this.
And Angel tries to help Michael and Jonathan cut down their bills.
Michael had a quote for flowers. I nearly spat out my tea.
But will it be enough to save their business?
If we don't break even this year, it would be a disaster.
This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau. We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it. We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Floor needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload! In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This place is done up.
As they face the ups.
It's really beautiful.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
And downs.
It's a lot worse than it looks.
Of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau.
We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today.
Oh, yeah.
A cost-saving way of making your own trailer.
Rope snapped.
Wannabe chateau owners try to find their dream home.
Oh, babe, this is what we want, right?
But soon find problems to bug them.
Oh, Dick will have a field day with this.
A chateau couple dealing with a struggling business.
If we don't break even this year, it would be a disaster.
Come to see Angel for some advice.
Hello!
Good to meet you at last.
And I helped to plan an ambitious building project.
So you haven't got enough to do, so you've decided to build a bridge?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want a bridge?
British artist Johnny and television producer Ashley are at the very beginning of their chateau adventure. Having outgrown their little townhouse in Pézenas in the south of France, they're looking for a chateau to run.
We want to open up an art gallery. Obviously, I need a big workshop.
Angel and I have already given Johnny advice on the things they should look out for when chateau shopping. Armed with that advice, they're off to a viewing near Bordeaux.
This one is huge. They don't have a lot of pictures, but it looks like a lot of the renovations have already been done, which, you know, has its pluses, but also that could be, because we really want to make it our own.
Their budget is £320,000. The place they're about to see is listed at £550,000, but maybe there's a little wiggle room on the price.
This is the original gatehouse. Look, I love it. This is going to have killer views.
Yeah.
I love the land already.
I know.
Yeah, I love it.
Hold on a second.
What?
Look at the sunflowers. Imagine sitting on those chairs looking at the sunflowers all day. Nice.
It's got 13 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a pool, and sits on 8 acres of land. Today, Johnny and Ashley are getting a personal tour from the owner.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ashley.
I'm you.
Johnny.
Hi.
Got to follow me.
Englishman Tom bought the chateau when it was in ruins nearly 20 years ago.
Wow, that's incredible.
I was young enough and naive enough to take it on.
Tom's put a huge amount of time, effort and money into restoring this place over the years, and it shows.
Yeah, the kitchen's nice. I like it.
Yes.
And it's nice that it opens up onto that.
Oh, no, can you imagine?
View, yeah.
Onto the terrace.
Ah, that's great. Yeah, the views are just beautiful.
Oh, I think it's amazing.
The view is absolutely incredible.
It is, eh? Breathtaking.
Yeah.
The location's a winner, but Johnny needs to take our advice on board and start asking some tough questions.
I see this here. Is there a little story behind that one?
That's just a little bit of woodworm, yeah.
Okay.
Termites are the ones you've got to be careful for.
Yeah.
Spot on, mate. You were listening.
Just remind me again, how many boilers?
7 or 8.
Okay. Yeah. So it's well serviced then?
Yeah, yeah. The hot water never runs out.
And that's a huge plus point. The house has been looked after that way when it comes to heating, boilers. Very, very good. We're happy.
Well done, Johnny. You're doing me proud.
So you can see here in the attic, there's been a new roof.
Okay.
Whole roof on.
Oh, awesome.
So the whole thing is brand new.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
A leaky roof on a chateau can cost anywhere upwards of £100,000. So one that's been newly refurbished like this is a real find. This place seems to be ticking an awful lot of boxes.
You can't get more French than this.
No, that's true, babe. Sunflowers, spires, steeples. It's just so quiet. So peaceful.
It's really nice.
But there's something nagging at Ashley.
Tom, we have a question for you. Are there any outbuildings?
No, because I guess what happened was there would have been originally. I'm assuming that when they put the 2 towers on, they demolished the outbuildings and used the stone.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Upcycling, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Before we even use the term.
Yeah.
The lack of extra space for Johnny's workshop and art gallery is a real blow.
I think it's a stunning property. I think the views are amazing, but I think the fact that it doesn't have outbuildings is just a deal breaker.
We're just going to move forward, just keep rolling until we do find that one that we really connect with. We want to find our chateau, and we will find it. 100% we're going to find this chateau.
Now that's what I call positive thinking.
Next appointment.
Good man, Johnny.
Oh, come on, baby.
Just over 200 miles north in the Pays de la Loire region of France sits the beautiful Chateau de Jalin. This is the home of British couple Michael and Jonathan. 5 years ago, they became bored with their lives and jobs as a buyer and a social housing manager in London.
Michael and I had got as far as we could with our careers. I could predict what every day was going to be like, and I thought, I don't want to be doing this for another 10 years.
I'd always said if I had to move anywhere to live abroad, it would either be New Zealand or France. New Zealand's too far, France on the doorstep.
We love the French people, we love the French way of life.
Bonjour.
I like croissants and red wine.
So they bought this place and converted it, with the help of investors, into 15 holiday apartments and a location for weddings and special events.
The investors are hugely important to us, as is the bank.
The key focus of the chateau is going to be for weddings because we need to pay all the bills that come with owning a place like this.
But after hosting just 3 weddings last year, their first year in business, it's make or break this summer.
Just to break even this year, we would need 13 weddings. If we don't break even this year, it would be a disaster.
Angel and I also host weddings, so she's invited Jonathan and Michael over to discuss ways of making their weddings more profitable.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a chateau. If I was going to draw one, that's what it'd look like.
Lord. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. It's even got a coat of arms above the door.
It's a chateau and a half, isn't it?
Hello!
Hello, sorry. Good to meet you at last.
Angel.
And Michael.
Hello, I'm Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan. Nice to meet you.
And you too. You
Welcome.
too.
This is our chateau, our home.
Love it. Love it.
Now, I know that you're doing weddings.
Yes.
OK. Now, I want to sit down with you and start looking through some of your figures.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things was your floristry bill.
Yes.
OK. Now, me and Dick are tight, but I do get a lot of stuff from the garden. Do you want to go and pick some
Love
stuff?
to. Yeah.
Fab.
Yeah.
OK, follow me, follow me.
So I wouldn't see anything in here of potential for me at the moment, but yeah.
Well, I would here. I see lovely ivy.
Ivy, yeah.
Yeah. And
We normally chuck all that away. We had it growing up the chateau all over the place, and we see it as the enemy now. So every piece of ivy we see is off and straight into the bonfire.
But instead of putting it on the bonfire, you can be a bit creative with it. Ivy, you know something? You buy fake ivy by the metre. It's ridiculously expensive. Do you fancy having a go at getting some out?
Yeah,
Give you
no,
my brave
I've
gloves.
not a problem with that. Start up here and just get your fingers under the top of it, see, and then wiggle
pull
it down.
Yeah. Right, fabulous. So how much do you spend on flowers for a wedding?
We had one the other day for £3,500.
Wow, that's a lot. I'm just far too cheap.
In fairness, they're using proper bona fide flowers, and we're using weeds out of a meadow. So there is a difference, isn't there? No?
It looks like Angel might struggle convincing Jonathan of her money-saving tips.
I am so fine with you being a little bit sceptical at the moment, because I feel like I want to... It's giving me a challenge to convince you.
The 17th century Chateau Bayerl has 30 rooms and its very own chapel. Husband and wife, Philip and Angelina Bailey-Smith, are renting it as a wedding and events venue. It's a test run before they decide whether or not to buy their own place.
Renting before we're buying was a brilliant idea. It just gave us the opportunity to experience without the heavy financial input if it didn't go well.
In just 8 weeks, they host their very first paid booking, a 50th wedding anniversary in the Chateau grounds here in the Pays de la Loire.
Oh my God, the sheer scale and size of it. A lot of things to do. I'm kind of running out of time.
Clearing the 6-acre grounds isn't their only problem. The chateau is surrounded by a moat, and after a recent storm, a tree has fallen into it.
The view as you come up the drive is blocked.
Phil's planning on taking out his trusty Cornish boat and chainsawing the tree into pieces.
I haven't used this boat since it was in St Ives Harbour, 2005. Might go in the water and completely sink. I have no idea. Must remember to put the bungs back in. He floats.
Phil's little boat's floating nicely. Unfortunately, his trailer's stuck in the mud.
Now it gets really worrisome, should we say. I might have to get Angelina to help me, but I'd rather she didn't see the mess I've made.
Luckily, he's also got a van to rescue the truck and trailer, if he can get it through the tiny gap.
And we are clear. It is worth it in the end, despite the fact it might not look it quite often. All right, we're moving. Success. And I don't have to tell Angelina that that wasn't as easy as I'm going to tell her it was.
Phil's learning that when running a chateau, it never rains, it pours.
Angelina, come get out of the rain in the chapel.
Coming.
Problem with here is if you think it's going to take a day, it'll take 3. There's always something that stops you here, be it time or now the weather. It certainly sometimes feels like someone's trying to give you a sign.
Have some faith, Phil, have some faith. Back at our place, Chateau de la Motte-Husson, Angel's giving some advice to chateau owners Michael and Jonathan, who are facing a make-or-break year for their wedding business. Though they don't seem convinced when it comes to her flower tips.
In fairness, they're using weeds out of a meadow, so...
I don't think wildflowers for weddings totally work on their own. I mix it up. And I buy a selection of bought flowers, and I mix it in with all of this stuff that they're selling in the forest. They're selling weeds in the florist.
Our flower bill for a typical wedding is about €300, way cheaper than Jonathan and Michael's $3,500.
I am so fine with you being a little bit sceptical at the moment, because I feel like I want to... It's giving me a challenge to convince you. So you don't rule it out yet.
No,
Just
right.
stay with me, stay with me. I'm going to be my challenge
If we can sell these weeds for 2 or 3 thousand, a couple of thousands, they're well worth it.
This is our orangery. Welcome.
Cool.
I think we're going to start by just dressing some teapots with some flowers. Go for it. So how many weddings have you got in your books this year?
8 this year.
8.
That's brilliant. That's the same as us, by the way. And that was on purpose, because that's a manageable number. And are you making a profit with that?
We're not making a profit at the moment. I think to break even, we need to be around the 10 to 12 mark. To make a good, healthy profit, we think we need to be about 18.
That's 18 weddings a year.
We're making money on every wedding.
Right.
But we need to do a lot more turnover.
They need to put on more weddings or make more money per wedding, preferably both.
Have you got all of your own tables and all of that kind of stuff?
We had the brides who come to us say things like, oh, one lot will want round tables, one lot will want rectangular tables, one lot will want a whole string.
It's what works for us.
Some get married in the woods, some get married in the garden, some get married in the chateau chapels. They all want to sleep in different places. They all want breakfasts at different times.
From my perspective, you're offering too much.
Maybe we're wrong then, because we just keep thinking people want the choice.
They do. And everyone's going to want something different, but if you don't give them a choice, they'll be exactly the same happiness. I'm telling you.
If they offered a simpler package with less options, we're convinced they would spend less money and make more profit. And they could save thousands on the flower bill, if they've got the skills.
I feel like you're really enjoying this, Michael. Are you enjoying it, Jonathan? You having a nice time?
It's not my forte, I have to say.
Would you leave these?
I can sense that energy.
So, who's the best florist, Michael or Jonathan?
He is the most competitive person on the planet. And
right. You get the prize because... Wait a second, Jonathan. You get the prize because this is most similar to my style. It's a bit wide. I love the form of it. But you get the most creative award because...
I'm glad you were lost for words. I'm actually quite pleased with it. So I think...
Go and take a picture of him.
That's sitting on a table on its own, away from all that clutter there. I think... Look at that. That's the teapot grown... and the colours. Look, I got the thing that... No,
It's so arty. You are so arty, Jonathan. It's great.
So, has my angel won them over with her charming flowery teapots?
It's a joy, actually, to look at that. Look at it. Look at that. Just look at that.
But it's got personality, hasn't it?
Would you do it again? Would we do this in the chateau?
Yeah. I actually quite like that.
I think we've done really well. These were good money-saving tips, but in order to really increase their revenue, they have to get more bookings.
Well, should we go and have a drink and a bit of lunch?
Now you're talking.
Now you're talking my language.
Let's hope they do.
Celebrate. Well done.
Just 30 minutes from us at Chateau, the sun is out and rookie Chateau managers Phil and Angelina Bailey-Smith are finishing off clearing up debris from the winter storms. For obvious safety reasons, ideally you'd hire professionals for this.
Sometimes you start a job, you end up doing it for days on end, which is quite sort of daunting and demotivating, but once you've gone through it, it's beautiful. I got it.
It's been 4 days of back-breaking work, but they're not out of the woods yet.
Ready?
To dispose of the timber, they're going to need something much bigger than what they've got to hand.
Need a decent-sized trailer, but it's quite expensive, €3,500. Not spending €3,500 just to move some stuff. I'm just going to destroy a caravan instead.
After picking up a caravan for free, Phil's going to have a crack at reverse engineering.
What I require is the chassis. Easy way of doing this. Plywood side, let's hit it off the wood base. Then we can lift it off, OK?
Yeah, a little bit worried, but I'm sure it'll be all fine. You didn't get your hat.
I don't need a hat. Nothing to damage.
I agree.
Oi. This is for every single time I've been delayed in traffic. There you go, see? See it's coming off that way?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I certainly do. That was quick.
Although lifting it off may take a little longer.
Yeah, it's quite heavy. I've got a better idea.
What?
Where's the rope?
In engineering terms, Phil is going to apply Newton's third law of motion, using force, tension, and friction. In layman's terms...
I'm going to rip it off with a car. All right, I'll just open the window.
Oh.
Air conditioning is standard.
It's very forceful.
Almost all chateau jobs require the key skill of being resourceful. Phil's becoming a master.
You don't have to be rich to have a place like this, but you have to think of ways to do it quicker with a tool that doesn't cost you a vast amount of money, and that's how you'll get by in a place like this. We're on.
I'm quite excited.
Right, stand back. All right. See what happens. Ready?
Yes, go. Keep going. Rope snapped.
If we try to lift the front now...
We? Would you like a sledgehammer again?
No, I'd like to be stronger.
It hasn't gone according to plan. Yay! Well done! Oh, it looks awesome. Well, that was simple. Look at that.
If you peel away all of the mess, what you get to, this is the steel chassis of the caravan. I might celebrate getting this far, €3,500 for a trailer, or an afternoon's work destroying something to help us do another job quicker.
I admire Phil's optimism, but there's still a long way to go before we can call this thing a trailer. In the southwest of France, artist Johnny and partner Ashley are back on the hunt for their dream chateau. The last place they saw didn't have the outbuilding space that Johnny needed for his workshop, so it's on to the next one.
Well, the sat-nav's telling me it's just up here, babe. Oh, wait.
Oh, I think that's it.
That's it, right?
I think it is. Oh, wow.
First impressions?
It's huge.
Overgrown.
Wow.
Wow.
This is Chateau de Lomini.
Oh, how nice is this? Look.
It's on the market for just under £530,000, £210,000 over their budget.
Here we are, baby.
And it's only got 4 bedrooms.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, madame. I'm Hervé Guillot, Agence Mercure. Ashley?
Je suis Ashley.
How are you?
But it does come with more than 12 acres of land and several large outbuildings.
I think it's awesome. I really love it. I mean, it's different to what we've looked at before.
Yeah.
And like the last place they saw, it's also got a brand new roof.
Shall we look at the castle first?
Castle.
Okay.
Okay. Come. Voilà, ici.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Look at this.
Mosaic floor.
Ah, beautiful. Wow, stunning.
Bibliothèque.
Oh, the library, oui.
Oui.
This is what I love, this kind of detail. And these are staying?
Oui.
Oui?
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui. Beautiful.
They're barely through the door when Johnny's eagle eyes spot something wrong with the living room parquet floor.
So this is crazy, baby. I mean, it's just been shot to pieces. And all this is hardwood. And I can see one of the buggers here, look.
Oh, is it? Oh.
There he is.
These are the dreaded termites I warned him about that live in the south. They feed on cellulose, and one of their favourite places to find it is in the dead wood used to build houses or make furniture.
Apparently, there's almost, you can draw a line through France where north of this line, i.e. where Dick and Angel live, they have woodworm. The further south you go, apparently, we get termites here, and it's a big, big problem.
This entire hardwood floor would need to be ripped out and replaced.
Although this is a pain in the butt, all these places we know, they all need work. They all do. There's no getting away from it, you know, for the budget we've got.
But downstairs in the basement, there's even more termite damage.
Oh, Dick will have a field day with this. Look at that. Crumbling.
Could this end Johnny and Ashley's dream?
Damn, look at it.
At Chateau in northern France, Phil Bailey-Smith's grinding ahead with his homemade trailer.
Just want to go and buy everything you need rather than making it. But a similar sized trailer to go and buy is €3,500.
All Phil needs to do is to put a base and some sides on it, and he'll be able to clear the storm-damaged tree from the grounds. But there's a problem.
I want to eliminate flex at the front before we put the frame on the top. If it's not straight, it'll never tow correctly.
Like a true engineer, Phil is planning his project with a blueprint, using a felt-tip pen and a paper napkin. I'm so proud.
Because I don't like planning too much. On the right is current. On the left is some strengthening bits I have to put in, and the finished product.
With their first ever paid booking just weeks away, Angelina's job is to get the feel of the chateau just right.
Guest Dan and Chris will be staying here. However, when you come in to stay in a chateau, you don't expect to sleep on a great big pallet bed made completely out of pallets. So I got a bed to replace it. It's curved, it's split at the front, lots of detail. It's a lot more French chateau-y look to it.
Angelina's got her work cut out. Decades ago, the chateau was converted into a hotel, and the owners didn't quite share her passion for authenticity.
Chateaus, over the years, they've all been done to somebody else's needs. So you do need to put in the work into it to make it pretty. Perfect. That was easy.
While Angelina creates the chateau room of her dreams, outside Phil's having a nightmare, trying to fix the supporting struts to the trailer.
It's not getting enough weld on there.
His electric welder just isn't powerful enough to bond it to the chassis.
Time for plan B. Drill holes and bolt it together. Which actually probably should have been the plan and should have been plan A.
I'd hurry up if I were you, fella. Angelina's nearly finished. And the wood pile's getting bigger.
I'm on my last one, but the screw has been de-threaded, so I've got nothing to catch him with. And I need Phil doing his magic.
Unfortunately, Phil's got his own problems.
Drill bit snaps. When things aren't going your way, you sometimes wonder if it's going to be worth it.
But she's doing a sterling job on her own.
Put the rubber over the screw. Hopefully that will provide a grip. Ah, yes! Finally! I'm so pleased. Hey, Han.
How are you getting on?
Good. How's it going?
It's not going according to the original napkin plan.
I have confidence in you.
There are many hours of my life spent in this and lots where I wish I'd just bought a trailer.
At Chateau de Gelaine, it's a big day for owners Jonathan and Michael.
Where are they? I think they just put it up. Superb.
Today, they're expecting an American couple who are looking for the perfect location for their wedding. If they can persuade them to book the chateau, it'll be a massive step towards making their business profitable.
The American market for destination weddings has to be one of the biggest in the world. Most Americans love France and love chateau, love history and things like that, so it's quite nerve-wracking to have them walking through the front door.
So beautiful. This is amazing. Hello.
Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Hi, good to meet you,
Hello,
Michael.
good to meet you, Michael.
Lovely. Good journey?
Oh, wonderful journey, absolutely.
You brought the weather with you, thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, the weather, this place is amazing. It's beautiful.
Oh my God, this place is gorgeous.
Because the chateau's south-facing, if the sun's out, it's here all day, so your guests can be outside on the terrace and pretty much get the sun all the time throughout your event. Let's go in.
All right.
After you.
Okay, thank you.
The couple are considering renting the entire chateau for a week.
Let me say that a week's rental here is going to cost about 30,000 euros.
That's about £25,000. This could be a lifesaver for Jonathan and Michael's struggling business, so they're doing all they can to impress these Americans.
This is the main entrance hall which we would use if it was inclement outside, and you could have your, what the French call a van d'honneur in here, which is really nice place to have it. And your guests will get this image right from the front door, right the way through to the pool when the pool covers off, and the trees in the background will be full of green. You'll just get this great big blanket of green at the back there. We've got circulating air. We can change the air in here 8 times an hour, so nobody's falling asleep during your speeches. And this is the chapel.
Oh, wow. This is so cool. Love it, stunning.
So dancing in here is great because
Yes, yes.
there's nobody above you.
Yes.
To be disturbed by the noise if it goes on to the early hours.
It will.
It's a little bit like being an estate agent. You show people round, but they never like to insult you about your house. There must be many house owners out there who think, oh, yes, they loved it. They said they thought the kitchen was wonderful, and they thought, oh, they loved the light in here. And then as soon as they get out, they say, well, I wouldn't buy that dump if you paid me. And so you can never believe what people say when they come round.
Fortunately, Jonathan has a secret weapon.
We are very lucky to have Janet, who's our wedding planner, and she's now working her magic. She's got 12 years' experience of this sort of thing. This will be, if we get it, the 32nd wedding that she will have done. So she knows her stuff, and we're very fortunate. So come on, Janet, do it. Do it for me, do it for us, do it for the chateau.
Shall we go back in and have a look at the dining room?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I just hope that the answer's a big yes, and it will all help us to stay here and not pack our bags and go back to the UK and start working 9 to 5 again.
About 100 miles north, Chateau Rookie Phil is finally completing his budget trailer at Chateau.
Essentially, I had to change plans halfway through. I wanted sheet metal, couldn't get it in time. So, as always, time takes precedent over perfection.
And time is running out. As well as having to clear the grounds before the summer season starts, there's still an estate agency business to run in London.
Angelina is travelling back from the UK at the moment, because our lives are between the two places still. I actually told her on the phone last night that it's already finished. No, I lied. My friends say, oh, you live in the chateau life. But the reality is Angelina's going to have done 12 hours on the ferry, 2.5-hour drive from the ferry to here, and the second she gets here, I'm going to make her clear up with me.
Hello. Look at that.
You okay?
Welcome home. Ah, it looks great. I love it.
Hang on. Just jump in and break it, why don't you?
Way too excited.
No.
The trailer may have passed the jumping up and down test, but can it survive a fully laden trip to the skip?
Don't be Speedy Gonzales in case it falls out.
This is our driveway, it's fine.
Luckily, the skip isn't far away, in case it does fall apart.
If it falls apart on the way to the skip, I'm just dragging it to the skip and leaving it there.
It looks sturdy, to be fair. I think you did a really, really good job. Oh, that was shaking.
I'm impressed. This once beaten-up caravan has saved them over £2,500. Although Phil's now twigged how he could have been even more efficient.
Now that's what I needed to make.
I don't know. He makes one trailer and he's already thinking about branching out. Back in the south of France, Johnny and Ashley have been viewing a chateau to buy, and they discovered it's got termites.
It is what it is. And that's the beauty of these places. You never, ever know what you're going to find, good or bad.
It's not the best news, but they still have the rest of the chateau to see, and there's some things to be happy about.
It looks like this has been rewired at some point, which is a thumbs up for Johnny. Yeah. So I think that'll make Dick happy. Yeah, I'll get a pat on the back from him, I think. I might have to send him an email. Say we had a new roof, we got electricity done.
He's got every right to be smug, because outside there's even more reason to be happy.
That's what we got here then.
The local of the heating here.
Heating?
The whole gas central heating system is brand new.
Just look at this brasswork here. Look how lovely that is. I've no idea what it does. But it's screaming new and it's screaming expensive, right?
That's about £50,000 worth of kit. Plus, it's got a solar hot water system that could save them hundreds of pounds a year.
This is incredible, babe. This really is.
It's a huge bonus. But what gets Johnny really excited is outbuildings. What are they like?
Oh, babe, wait till you see this room. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Fabulous.
Woo! Oh, babe, this is what we want, right?
I love this room.
Oh, babe, this is huge.
1,000 square meters of outbuilding. And best of all, it's already been partially renovated, including double glazed windows which can cost up to £2,000 a piece in France.
I like this more than the actual castle.
This is mind-blowing.
This is amazing.
As an artist, you can never have enough space. You know, at the moment, I'm restricted to the scope of art I can do, the volume of art, and also the size of art that I can do. So this, I mean, this is just a dream for an artist. Wow.
That's amazing.
That's crazy, right, babe?
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say Johnny and Ashley have fallen head over heels for this place.
The thing is, though, it's...
I know. It's crazy because it is way out of our budget, right?
It is way over our budget. I mean, what if we offer $450?
Yeah.
But we can't go higher.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
we shouldn't.
We're putting an offer in for 450, and we'll see how we go from there. They can only say no, right?
It's true.
€450,000 is almost £410,000. This offer is £90,000 over their budget and £120,000 short of the asking price.
I called the owner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you try for us, s'il vous plaît? Oh, merci beaucoup. Merci.
On va essayer.
And tell him that we are wonderful people.
Difficile. The price is very difficile.
Yeah.
All they can do now is wait while estate agent Hervé submits their bid to the owner.
Ils font une offre un peu basse pour ce que vous souhaitez, je le sais.
We maybe shouldn't have looked at a place that was way out of our price range.
Yeah, we was asking for trouble.
But you never know. You never know.
C'est des gens très sympathiques, oui.
Oh, it's a long conversation. Is that a good thing?
Probably not.
Bon, Ashley.
Yes.
Very difficult. But the owner will consider your offer.
Okay.
Please call me for 3-4 days.
Okay.
Okay.
Oui, oui.
Okay.
Give yourself.
Thank you, though. Thank you.
Okay.
Voilà, Ashley. Au revoir.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much.
The offer is way below the asking price. Will it be accepted?
Don Johnny.
Or will they be laughed out of town? Let's wait and see.
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
Wait. Fingers crossed.
Come on. Come on, boo-boo. Let's go for a walk.
Back at Chateau de Gelaine, it's crunch time. American couple Steph and Dave are coming to the end of their tour with wedding planner Janet.
Up there, we want to have the cocktail now. Whether we can eat up there or not is a question.
Well, we can have a look when we go back.
They're on the cusp of deciding whether to hold a wedding and 7-day celebration here.
The wedding market in France at the moment is very, very competitive. There are lots of chateaux and private houses in the Loire Valley and the rest of France who offer similar services.
Well, you know, yeah, be positive, be positive. They will love it, they'll have it, they'll take it. We will have a week-long wedding. It'll be a very special day, you know. British organisation is renowned the world over, and we're going to do them justice.
The booking worth £25,000 would be a life-saving boost to Jonathan and Michael's struggling business. Everything rests on this couple. Will they? Won't they?
Oh, this is definitely the place that we want to have our wedding.
Absolutely.
With everything that's here, the swimming pool, the grounds, places for kids to play, places for adults to play. It's definitely the right place.
It's been great. It'll be really, really cool.
So the next time we'll be here, it will be for our wedding.
Yeah.
They just said yes, they're going to take it.
Really?
Full shutter rental for a week.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Brilliant!
Yes!
Well, it's what we need, isn't it? It's just the best end to what's been weeks of pressure to pull this off. I cannot express to you how the pressure, the pressure, it just builds and builds and builds. It's sleepless nights, but I mean, inside we're shrieking.
Time to celebrate. But Michael and Jonathan will be put to the test organising everything over the coming days and weeks.
This is the first full shutter rental we've had, not just this year, it's the first one we've ever had. So to have 45 people is going to test us.
Now's the time for the real work to start. Everything that we've promised, we've now got to deliver.
At Chateau, for Phil and Angelina, the work is never done. The grounds have been cleared, but now they have another project.
This is the first time I see you in waders. You look fabulous.
There's something wrong with you.
They have the chance to secure a second booking, a wedding, but there's one condition.
They want to have a particularly large marquee, and they want it over there on this completely wasted piece of land.
The problem is there's a moat in the way.
We need to build a bridge to it so people can go across. Phil has never built a bridge before. It's sort of trial and error, and we can't do the error part on it. So hopefully Dick will help him out with the engineering side of things.
Our place, Chateau de la Motte-Husson, is about 30 minutes away from Phil and Angelina, and I've agreed to help them out. I built my first bridge back in the 70s, and I'm figuring they haven't changed much since then. Philip sent me some pictures. First thing that strikes me is that's quite a long way for a bridge, a decent span. It's a good challenge. But I'm going to need some figures.
Oh, almost.
Halfway across.
Get in.
And Angelina's kindly volunteered Phil to get them for me.
Wait.
I hope he sinks in quite deep. And then I'll have to come and rescue you in a boat.
Even though the moat seems to be just up to his knees, there are 3 centuries of mud in there to consider.
It's 1.5 meters of silt.
Yes. This is like profile picture.
The width of the moat is crucial to narrow down the type of bridge we can build.
That's the edge of the bank?
Yeah.
It's 8 meters.
I also need to know the amount of traffic the bridge will be taking.
I reckon we've got to build a bridge designed to take 10 people at a wedding or a lawnmower.
When I said traffic, I didn't actually mean a 300-kilo ride-on lawnmower. As this is going to be a lot bigger than the average DIY job, I'd like to have a chat with Phil before I head over there. There you go. How are we doing, Philip?
All right.
So you haven't got enough to do, so you've decided to build a bridge?
Yeah.
You know, I've got so much spare time. Bridge is a great idea.
I feel your pain completely, mate. Look, the simple basic plan was
2 long beams straight across, planking across to walk across.
OK, first things first.
So there's a bridge coming towards you now, yeah? And the people are actually all
Leaning on one side.
Yes.
That twist in the bridge, that's going to be an issue. The other thing is, if you all march in step, you go bum, bum, left, right, you get simple harmonic motion.
I don't know if you've seen some of the big bridges where the wind has caused it to rock. Yeah.
And it rocks itself to pieces.
Yeah.
Very impressive, but very dodgy. Are you sure you want a bridge? With that amount of weight, I think it's better if we just make 2 smaller bridges resting on an island in the middle. Have you ever heard of a clapper bridge?
No.
Clappers from an old
Saxon for stepping stones. Put something in the middle. Give yourself an island. One half meets in the middle, other half meets in the middle. That means you've got a 4-meter expanse.
And actually, it helps me. I've got all the granite from the dry stone walls.
No extra cost. It makes your life easier.
I'd go to one of the big
DIY shop for getting the necessary netting.
This isn't chicken wire, this is the big netting. That would just hold the stones and sink straight in.
I got to tell you, I'm a bit jealous. Let me know when you're ready and I'll come and play.
Cheers.
Catch you later, matey.
Brilliant. It was just him going across there to cut the grass easy. When it comes down to guests and lots of people, gotta over-engineer it so that foundation in the middle is safer. I'm looking forward to going and seeing him. In the meantime, Phil and Angelina need to search the Chateau grounds for as much free stuff as they can find.
That's good, isn't it? There's lots of it. That's for like fences.
Yeah. I want it to be. I want it to be solid on its own, right?
Oh!
What?
This. Look. Look. What's this?
It's an old wheelbarrow.
It's such an awesome piece. I think we should resurrect that.
I'm building a bridge, and now you want me to rebuild a wheelbarrow.
At some point, that'll be lovely. Thank you.
It looks like they'll have to cough up the cash for the cage, but there is free granite. Problem is, it's 200 meters away from the moat.
Underneath all this bramble. Oh my God, there's so much of it. How much will we need? Like, how big will the box be?
About 5 tons.
I figured.
This isn't as simple as I thought. It's just I don't have any idea how I can get it to the other side.
If it's any help, I know where there's an old wheelbarrow. Next time, I give Phil lessons in bridge building.
It's not quite a bridge yet. It's a bit wobbly and it's a bit bouncy.
You're looking a bit concerned, Phil. Jonathan and Michael's frustrations rise when entertaining friends at their place.
Rachel wants to have a bit of breakfast.
You can't keep everybody else waiting.
And Johnny and Ashley discover some of the quirks of looking for your dream chateau.
Does he stay with the house?
That's me, Dick Strawbridge, my darling wife Angel, and our two beautiful children. Nearly 3 years ago, we upped sticks for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We've been doing it up ever since.
Oh, baby, you're so strong.
Turns out we're not the only ones.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Dozens of Brits are taking the plunge to rescue these stunning buildings.
What amazing colours.
We need to get on top of it, get on top of the goats.
In this series, we'll reveal more on how we're running our chateau as a business.
Oh. Ta-da! Back on dry land.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And we'll help these daring families run theirs.
Here's to the meeting of two like-minded couples.
Cheers.
Cheers.
As they face the highs...
I'm absolutely terrified.
...and lows.
It's extremely expensive. It's financial suicide.
...of running these gorgeous buildings as everything from B&Bs to beautiful wedding venues.
Owning a chateau isn't glamorous. Anyone who thinks it is delusional.
Today, frustrations rise when entertaining friends at one chateau.
Rachel wants to have a bit of breakfast.
You can't keep everybody else waiting.
The quirks of looking for your dream chateau.
Does he stay with the house?
And I offer my skills to a couple attempting to build an ambitious bridge.
It's not quite a bridge yet. It's a bit wobbly and it's a bit bouncy.
You're looking a bit concerned, Phil. Chateau de Bale. It's the home of Philip and Angelina, who are looking to swap their estate agent jobs in England for running a chateau here in France.
London is a great life for a limited amount of time. You know, work as hard as you can, earn as much as you can, save, and then get out as quickly as you can, you know. And it's true.
Chateau Bale is in the Pays de la Loire, and Philip and Angelina are renting it as an events venue before deciding whether to buy their own chateau.
I think my boot's leaking.
Today they need to build a bridge across a moat so their guests can cross to our marquee for their first paid booking here in a few weeks.
It's not just here's a big house, come along and have a party. There's so much stuff that goes with it that a venue has that we just don't. What most people don't realise is the physical cost of trying to get everything together so you've actually got something to sell to people as an event venue.
Yeah, something like that. You know, right now we're doing everything for the party, and there's a lot to do, like for the deadlines. The plan right now is for me to dig up and find as many stones as possible.
Usually Angelina's priority is renovating furniture for the chateau's 30 rooms. But today, she's upcycling 5 tons of granite from an old chateau wall. It's needed for the bridge support.
We tend to work separately, so we, you know, progress very quickly. But at times we have to work together. So right now I'm helping out Phil do his man things, you know. It's not that easy, but great. We're putting things to use that have been here God knows how long, really. But yeah, everything that we're doing is literally for that party. Ah! Oh my God, it's a toad. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, I don't think I'll kiss him.
The granite is free, but Phil had to splash out over €70 on the steel mesh for the supports cage.
That's becoming really solid down there. It seems to be sinking in and sort of finding its level, which could mean it's going to work.
When that little island is finished, I'm going to pay them a visit, roll up my sleeves, and help them build the rest of the bridge. If all goes well, it should get done in a day.
Currently, I am done.
That's a huge amount. Wow.
When it's settled, I can cement the whole lot together.
We did such a huge job today.
After unearthing all that granite by hand, there's just enough time for a little breather.
Do you still think it's worth it?
I think I'll just have to cross that bridge when I get there.
To get a bridge right isn't easy. If you want to cross it, maybe you better wait for me, Phil. 2 minds are better than 1. Just 2.5 hours drive southeast is Chateau de Jalène. In 2012, couple Michael and Jonathan moved here after paying £764,000 for this beautiful place in the Loire Valley.
It was the same price as our flat in London. That's how ridiculous it was.
They've turned it into 5-star apartments and a luxury location for weddings. But the investors who backed them now want to see a profit.
That's where the trouble started, because you've got to turn it into something which is commercially viable.
This is massively harder than we ever thought it would be.
It's relentless. The thought of failure is so ever-present, and we are not going to let it overtake us.
They've managed to book a handful of weddings, but they need to increase the amount of holidaymakers coming to stay. So today they're trying out a new venture on some guinea pigs. Michael's old college mates who are coming for a reunion.
It's a business proposition as well. This is a chance for me and Jonathan to practice what it'd be like to go out on excursions. So we plan to go to the Somen market, which is brilliant, on a Saturday morning. We're also going to go to our local vineyard wine tasting. So I want it to be a quality experience, not just your run-of-the-mill, let's go backpacking around Europe tour that we'd have done when we were at college. You're now in a 5-star self-catering accommodation, and therefore the excursions to go with that have got to be the same quality.
Part of that 5-star experience is enjoying the best quality local produce.
Bonjour. I'm going to get milk, which I do every week, with our bottles, fresh, unpasteurised, straight out of the cow. We know by studying the market, boutique hotels and experience holidays are the in thing for this year, so we can offer it to our guests as something a bit different.
It also doesn't hurt that the milk run is saving him money.
Bonjour. Il y en a 2 chèvres et 4 vaches, je pense.
D'accord.
Vache, and les chèvres ici. Bon. Mais
OK.
it's cheaper than the supermarket. I think I pay 70 cents a litre, and the cheapest bottle you can get at the supermarket is 84. So I don't mind washing the bottles every day.
Today he's decided to break the bank and get a couple of extra bottles.
Some of it's for me. I still like my cornflakes, even though I'm in France. But the college reunion, they need breakfast, so the bulk of this is going to become yoghurt tomorrow morning. At least that's the idea.
11,70 centimes. Merci.
Merci bien. Oui, bon week. Au revoir.
Jonathan needs to concentrate on the upcoming excursions. So to make the yoghurt, he's enlisting the help of 2 of Chateau de Jalène's volunteers program, Julia and Fiona. In return for food and lodging, they work for free.
We spent like 8.5 hours one day just digging up all of these beds.
But Jonathan and Michael, they make us feel like we're a part of the experience that happens here because they're enthusiastic and they want you to share that enthusiasm.
Look at that. Sometimes you have to pinch yourself to think, I own that. Amazing. Hello. Just who I wanted. This is the stuff we got from the farm. Okay. Here's the yoghurt maker, fresh out of its box. So for breakfast for the morning for all the college reunion people, nothing like a bit of pressure. I'm very grateful. See you later.
Bye. Switching the machine on. Plug it in.
I don't know how to turn that one off.
We're not this high tech. We're the gardeners. Yeah.
It's at times like this you're very grateful that people aren't on an hourly rate. Over 450 miles southeast in Pézenas live artist Johnny and television producer Ashley. They want to buy a chateau. They want somewhere with outbuildings that Johnny can convert into a workshop and gallery. And 3 days ago, they made an offer on a place.
This is just a dream for an artist.
But their opening bid was 150 grand below the asking price.
Difficile.
Difficile,
Price
oui.
is very difficile.
Yeah, oui.
So whilst the owner mulls it over, there's another chateau to view.
So we are headed off to another chateau. This one has 2 turrets, so I'm kind of excited to see it.
And it comes with outbuildings, right?
And it has outbuildings. So it has turrets, it has outbuildings. So it, on paper, checks a lot of boxes. We'll see.
But then, a phone call.
It's Hervé.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Hervé is the agent dealing with their offer.
Hello? Hervé, can you hear me? Let me just pull over because we are driving. Okay.
It looks like a decision's been made.
Bonjour, Hervé. It's Ashley. Did you talk to the owners? Ah. Okay, one moment. He says 500. They still think 450 is too low.
Yeah.
What if we just say 480? That's all we can do.
Okay, babe.
Hervé? I'm sorry, I just had to talk to Johnny. Please let them know that we really love it. But 480 is really as high as we can go. Okay, thank you. Merci, au revoir.
Hervé has promised to give them a final answer by this afternoon.
Nothing else we can do. Have to wait, and I hate it. Hate it. Horrible.
In the meantime, they have to refocus because there's another chateau to view.
Ah, bonjour.
Bonjour. Nice to meet you,
Nice to meet you.
They've come to see the beautiful Chateau Le Bonnecaze, which dates back to the 16th century. Their guide is estate agent Benoit.
This place has a very, very nice story. And the first owner was a colleague of Henry IV, the king. That person, Mr. Bonnecaze, de Bonnecaze, received the property from Henry IV.
Okay.
And the name of the property is Bonnecaze, which means the good house.
All right.
This place oozes history, and inside there's lots of gorgeous period features, including 2 300-year-old fireplaces.
And it works? The fireplace is bon?
Yeah, that's the heating system.
That's the heating system.
All right, okay. The main heating system is wood.
It's wood.
Wood. No central heating in the house. Okay.
If they want to buy this place, getting it centrally heated will be a top priority.
You have also an old floor, which is from the 19th century, wood.
So no termite?
No termites for the moment.
For the moment.
Okay, we'll have to check it again, but for the moment, no termites.
Oui. So how would you check for termite?
There is one specialist coming.
Okay.
He's called a diagnostiker, and he comes in the house. Monsieur.
It's the owner of the chateau who seems to be wooing them with an impromptu performance.
Mr. Bitron.
It's beautiful music.
Yeah, how charming is
Super,
that?
Monsieur Bitron.
We love it, monsieur.
We love it.
He's with Tati's guitar. And he's just given us a nice little concerto.
Concert. Yes.
How awesome is that, babe?
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah? You don't get that in New York City,
No,
do
you don't get that in New York City.
That's part of the ambience.
Yeah. Does he stay with the house?
At Chateau de Béarn in the Pays de la Loire, Philip Bailey Smith needs to build a bridge for an upcoming party. Luckily, I love a challenge, and I'm only 35 minutes down the road. When you look at a chateau, the roof's new, a bit jealous of that. Lots of double glazing. Big, chunky house. Last time I spoke to Phil, he was just about to start his bridge. Promised to give him a hand, and I brought my waders. Big problem is I was trying to find him.
What's really nice about visiting a neighbour is a chance for a bit of a nosy.
It's a duck house. I haven't got a duck house. I haven't got any ducks either. I'm just following the water because this is bridge territory. Ah, there he is. Hiya, matey, how we doing?
Not bad, you?
Good to see you, Phil. Good to see
Yeah,
you.
good to see you.
Look, mate, I thought I was going to have to do some work. That was the hard part, the stepping stone. That means you've moved a couple of ton in a day.
Yeah. We filled up the boat with a small amount until we looked like we sink it. And then I just literally lifted it in.
Are the stones held together?
I basically made the basket out of the mild steel.
That won't last, will it?
It won't last.
Have you actually put some of the concrete in to hold the granite together?
Yeah, I shuttered it off as best I could with wheelie bin liners and cling film, which enough of it round, it certainly held it in.
Cling film?
It's hey, it
I love
works.
it. Hold on,
works,
I love it. Have you got down to the bottom of the silt to the actual clay?
No, but I've left it for a week. It's as settled as it possibly can.
You're putting more weight on there, several hundred kilos, plus bodies.
Yes.
OK. But there's no, it's not going to move, it's just going to go down a little bit.
It shouldn't. If it moves a little bit, the way we're making the frame is I can always put a few bits of wood to lift it up.
OK. How did you plan to get it built?
I was simply going to walk into one beam. Someone hands it to me from here.
Then you walk it in.
I'll walk it in. I'll stick a beam up, walk out, and put 3. Then we've got enough to either walk across or I can board it up to that point.
Do you know, I bought my waders, but a man my age shouldn't be in neoprene anyway. That is a tub. If we take a couple, maybe 3 of the bits of wood, just sit them on there, push them out, walk across, put it on the island, we should be able to do this without getting wet, which will be quicker because you're not... We'll just see how it gets on.
Shall we do a beam at a time? They're heavy.
You're looking a bit concerned, Phil. Just... This is how they cross big rivers in the army. I never actually did that. But it doesn't matter, it'll work.
I may not have Phil's full confidence just yet, but I'm impressed with his planning. The weather-treated timber beams have been cut to equal lengths, so it shouldn't matter which side of the island they sit on.
Look at that.
OK.
Now, how much you pay for your wood?
I think the beams, for 8 of them, it's just shy of €300.
It's painfully expensive, isn't it? That's yours. No, that's yours.
Yep.
This is mine.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh,
Now we're pushing board. We're gonna... Look at that.
OK.
Sit down. Does that feel?
It's pretty good.
Walk across nice and steady. Trust your Uncle Dick. Oh, I'm going to be testing it in a minute. You think you're worried? Onto the island. Look at you.
I quite like it. I'm in the middle of the moat on something I built.
Boys like playing on water. It doesn't matter what age you are. What you want to do now is to get you right on a lawnmower. That was a no. OK.
Phil on his own would probably struggle to complete this bridge in a few days.
There you go. What I suggest we do is take the boat now, walk them around, take it over there. And when you've got them in place, then we've got the ability to sort of start building.
Yeah.
Why get wet for the sake of it? In there, it's a quagmire, and it's actually quite physical to wade around in it. So to make our life easy and build it from the top, it's got to be a way forward. You're a country boy, aren't you, Phil?
Grew up in Cornwall.
OK, that's the end of the country boy.
Yeah.
Yeah?
With my help and the right approach, we could have it all done in a matter of hours, and nobody's had to get wet.
Oh, no.
Let me get in.
So far.
Let's get the other boat out. Right.
OK, brilliant. Just leave that there. That's good. Looks like you did it on purpose.
As well as making the island, Phil has poured concrete footings to stop the 2 beams sinking into the ground on each of the 2 banks.
Stop. OK, just put it down there.
Yeah.
Next one. Leave a gap in.
In just 20 minutes, we've reached the other side.
Your first heavy load. I'm coming through.
I have faith.
Look at that. Congratulations.
We've reached the other side.
It all looks very different on this side.
It's a view you don't ever get because of how difficult it is to get to it. It's either waders or about a mile around and sneaking through farmers' land, which is why it's worth building the bridge.
It's not quite a bridge yet. It's a bit wobbly and it's a bit bouncy, but now it's just a matter of making it, isn't it?
It is.
Even though the beams can take the weight of 2 well-grown men,
We still need to turn it into a load-bearing structure. Otherwise, a summer wedding party might end up rather wet. 520 miles south, having increased their offer on their favourite chateau, Johnny and Ashley are keeping their options open by viewing the lovely 16th century Chateau Le Bonicasse.
I have itchy fingers because I'm just waiting for the call. If we don't get it, I think I'll be crushed. So it's nerve-wracking.
While they wait, they check out the quirky features.
This place is the old bank of the house. That's where they used to put the money to hide it.
In the turret.
In the turret.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Upstairs, there are 6 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms.
So I think that in this room, there is one thing that you're going to keep is this bathroom, which is quite nice, very heavy.
Yeah.
But I think maybe from the 19th century.
Okay.
It's very nice and it's not very easy to find them.
No. Yeah.
Be a good little project.
Yeah, that's nice. It's very cute.
This place has bags of potential inside and out. But as ever, this couple have one thing on their minds.
Should we look at the outbuildings?
Yes, let's go.
There are 650 square meters of outbuildings here. Not as much as the chateau they've made an offer on. But it should be more than enough for Johnny.
So this is the attic. Okay.
He wants a workshop. He's an artist.
Ah, you're an artist.
The idea is to use a building like this for atelier, workshop, and gallery.
This would be great.
Yes, it's beautiful, but we've recently viewed one a little time ago, and it was very, 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 very expansive, wasn't it?
Yes.
Very grand.
Yes.
See, now I'm spoilt because after seeing that place,
I know.
this looks tiny.
Yes.
Where initially, this would look big to me.
Yes.
No.
Oh, he bit me.
Did he bite you? Hold on, we've got our first casualty of the day.
Poor Ashley. That's not a good omen.
Maybe he's trying to tell me something, babe.
He very well might be. What are you trying to tell us, Abernathy?
Is it too small for Daddy? Is it too small?
The last outbuilding they saw also had a brand new roof and double glazed windows. This place is a little more rustic. It becomes clear that Johnny's heart's just not in this at all.
Walking around here, I mean, I kind of feel like I'm on a bit of a museum tour, if I must be honest. You know, I'm just not interested. I'm just not. Yeah, I just can't get the other place and the other offer out of my mind.
But as Johnny rejoins Benoit downstairs, Ashley gets a phone call. Will it be the answer they're waiting for?
Bonjour, hello.
About 600 miles away in the Pays de la Loire, at Chateau de Gelaine, owner Michael is expecting some old college friends for a reunion and wants everything to be perfect.
None of them have seen this before, and you want your friends to like where you live. Show the chateau off to its best. And saying, right, this is how we can make it.
But to Jonathan, they're going to be guinea pigs to test out local excursions for future paying guests.
I know it's a jolly for them, but for us, it's about business. You have to give people added values. We have to visit places to see whether or not we can weave them into this sort of chateau experience.
What do you reckon?
Just like when we were students.
Amazing.
400 years ago, the chateau was used by Marquis and Marquess de Gelaine to impress the elite and powerful. Now Michael gets to impress his old college mates.
Jonathan will tell the history of the staircase. The infant of Spain came here. They pretended to the throne of Spain, so they brought the opera, they brought all the comedians from Paris. They put the staircase in for him. He left, went to live in England, and his servants nicked all the silverware and left the Marquis bankrupt. And now going to chapel.
The Chateau Chapel was built in 1862. Louis Ferdinand Ackermann, a rich merchant and prospective buyer, insisted that some original features were removed.
The crypt is down there. The Marquis and Marquess were originally buried in there, and when Ackermann bought the chateau, he said, I'm buying the building, but I'm not buying the bodies. You've got to get rid of the bodies. So the bodies are down in the village now. And when he came as well, he put the balcony in. He said, I don't like to go to Mass with the common people, so he used to go to Mass up there.
But it takes your breath away. There's no words, really. Amazing.
This is the girls' room. It's the biggest apartment on its own. Everyone's got their own kitchen. Bedroom there, bedroom there.
Let's have a look. Look at it. Fantastic. Wow.
Oh, you can see the garden from yours. Wow. It was a field when we bought it.
It's incredible.
It had 2 horses, a donkey, and 4 goats.
Oh, God. This really is beautiful.
It's great having them here because they're going to be the ones who tell me what it's really like. When we have a guest in, they'll tell you, yeah, it's amazing, it's fantastic, but, you know, they might leave and say, God, what are they doing there? So it's really important that they leave here telling us it's a brilliant place. Tomorrow we're going to show them all the market and then my favourite vineyard and caves. See if we can paint the town red again, even at our age. I really hope they're going to have a good night's sleep tonight.
Volunteers Fiona and Julia are moving on.
Hopefully won't need my rain jacket when we're in south of France.
It's bittersweet to like leave it behind, but it's also cool that we actually have something to contribute.
It's been fantastic. Thank you so much. Not only for the work, but also you've been great company. Just hug. And this is for this bloody garden. It's always sad. If you work so closely with them, you've got a real bond going. Of course, I'm emotional. So I don't think it's wrong for men to show their emotions these days.
Michael's college friends have spent their first night in the chateau.
Morning. How did you sleep? It'll be the farm dog. Cheeky bugger.
After catching up on old times, some of the group have managed to make it down for breakfast.
We get coffee.
Rachel's not even out of bed.
Jonathan wants to get everyone out of the chateau and off on his carefully planned day trip.
Just getting more and more wound up. Always me standing by the door, tapping my foot.
Do you want a homemade yogurt?
Hopefully Fiona and Julia's homemade yogurt will help to start the day off well.
Well, it's yogurt. It's a bit on the sour side. I think I'm going to have to put some jammy stuff in it to make it work.
So, how are you all feeling this morning?
Fresh as a daisy.
Well, there are 2 of us missing, I suppose.
Those beds are gorgeous.
But Jonathan's worried that his schedule is slipping behind.
We're quarter of an hour late already. We're supposed to leave at 10. The market finishes at 11, and 2 of them aren't even up yet. I'm just getting more and more wound up, and I shall get more and more wound up as the day goes on.
So we're going to go to the Seamead Market today, which is a food market. Well, the bloke said where I buy that red wine from said he'd open his personal cellar, so we're going into his cave.
No way.
I mean, because we're really ready for a drink, aren't we?
Michael seems to be happy to just drifting along, but we got a schedule. Here he comes.
Miriam's not going to go, so she can catch up with us later. And Rachel wants to have a bit of breakfast.
You can't keep everybody else waiting.
Jonathan's day of activities has got off to a bad start. At Chateau de Bayle in the Pays de la Loire, somewhere in its 6-acre estate, I'm helping Philip Bailey-Smith to build a bridge. We've placed 6 beams from one side to the other, but now we've got to turn it into a load-bearing frame.
I'll just take a little seat on the island.
You good? You good?
If you're ready, just go for it.
OK.
Be about the way Phil's done it. He's done all the hard work. We've got 5 pieces to make half a bridge. If he's got it wrong, then it becomes much more important. But at this precise moment in time, he's over there trying to squeeze it. See, feel the way this is wiggling.
For the seal of approval will come from the boss.
Angelina.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Phil has bought some galvanised coach bolts for the frame. Their zinc coating prevents them from rusting. This will stop the bridge from falling apart if we can get them in.
This bolt head has to go further in.
OK.
Bring your lump hammer, bring it here. Let me see your socket. And we'll just have a little go at this. I'm not happy if you start putting decking on that, really, because when we try and put the 2 together, you're going to have to undo it, yeah?
Yeah.
Phil may have done that end, but he's got to screw this end. He's got the piece of kit that does it, and not frightfully stable. So if he gets across here, that means we're going to stay dry all day. Let's get the hammer on it. Yeah, let's get it tapped.
It's a couple of mil each one, isn't it?
Try that one. Try putting that one in now there. See with that. The lightning.
I think Phil's idea of renting the chateau before deciding whether or not to buy one is a great way to test the water before making full commitment to chateau life.
The chance to have a try before you buy, you must have been really chuffed with that, mate.
From a business point of view, you wouldn't decide to set up a shop in a place you didn't know, selling an item you didn't know, to a market you didn't know, and invest vast sums of money. That's all I'm doing here. If you're about to lose hundreds of thousands, you end up putting stress on a marriage that, you know, especially a young one.
Basically, you're nearly halfway through your trial period.
Yeah.
Is it a yes? Is it a no? Do you know yet?
From my point of view, it's a yes, and I would even go as far to say is that this party coming up, to me, it's kind of a make or break, as in, will it work? I enjoy it so much here, I would take the financial risk to try one more after that, but that would be me holding on to something rather than it being a sensible choice. From my wife's point of view, if this party doesn't work, we're done. We're running. We're going.
Angelina is a townie, isn't she? She's a city girl.
Yeah, she keeps busy here with the amount of stuff we've got to do, and she sees a deadline and a chance to make money and make it all worthwhile. And as nice as the setting is, I'm kind of reminded I'm a bit scared because I don't want to give it up, and she will. But I won't think about that right now. I'll think about a bridge and hope for the best.
In fact, when you're finished, you'll be spending more time over there chilling out, won't you?
Yeah. It's not a bad setting, is it?
The ends of the bridge will need to sit squarely on the two concrete bases. If his measurements are wrong, the bridge will not be standing on firm foundations.
You're right against the edge. What we need to do, if you can take us a couple of inches the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And lift that one up, we'll ease it this way. And it could be that way. I'm gonna have to work
Okay.
it. I want you with the leg out of the side of the post this way towards me.
Gently.
A little bit more.
Yeah. That's right. We're squeezing in.
That's the way it should be.
Yay. You know, they built the Channel Tunnel and they did the whole, you know, hands through bit. That's what this is the miniature version. I'm really happy with this one.
As well as the £260 he spent on the timber beams, he spent another 40 on decking, which we have to screw onto the base, of course.
I like that. We're not having anything going outside, eh?
That sort of smile there,
fella. Like this.
You stay ahead of me.
Yeah.
I'll be pushing you.
Okay, yeah.
Add that to the cost of the island, and this bridge will come to about £400. Not bad, really.
You get little guns that do these screws automatically, you know. You feed them in a belt.
Oh.
Now it's just a matter of screwing it on. He doesn't actually need me. He can do this himself quite happily with a big smile. Get moving faster, you!
So, nearly done. But is the bridge going to do the job? In the Loire Valley at Chateau de Gelaine, the excursion planned by Jonathan is already 25 minutes behind schedule.
I might have a little bit to do with the champagne, but can't bother to get out of bed. It's too comfortable. Too warm and too cosy and nice.
Michael's old college friends are ready to go, but there's still someone missing.
Sod's law when I'm the one complaining and yet I'm the one last here.
Debbie works at home.
The first stop is the nearby town of Saumur that sits astride France's longest river, the Loire.
Do you fancy large sausage?
They've come to sample the Saturday morning market that sells the finest food from the region.
Anchovies and olives I have never had at this time in the morning, but they taste fantastic. Amazing.
What did you get?
While the friends are having fun, Jonathan is still watching the clock.
If you'd have asked me to come shopping with some friends, I'd have had it down to right. We've got 30 minutes, off you go. All I'm thinking of is chivying them on. And there's only so much fish and olives you can do in one day. It's hard to chill. It's not in my nature.
We were very fond of tarts at college. We didn't get this big by not eating tarts.
But that works. We both know who's going to be the more suitable for the task at hand.
This next stop for these guinea pigs should be right up Michael's street then.
This is the vineyard where we buy our wine that we serve in the chateau. I got here within a minute of the time that I was meant to.
This vineyard is called Cave de Plessis and is owned by Stéphane Renou. His family have been making wine here for 120 years.
A special tour with our own vigneron. That's what sells holidays, and that's what's going to get the people to come. The size of that key, Taylor, you see.
Jonathan has persuaded Stéphane to open up the private caves for an exclusive tour.
Look at it, look at the ceiling. Are they stalactites?
They're bats.
The Renou family cover their bottles in old sods of moss to keep the wine at a constant temperature. As the wine ages, so does the moss.
It's mould on top of it. He has chosen one specifically for us to try. Merci bien. Stéphane's going to play a little game with us. He won't tell us which year it is. We're going to have to try to guess by smelling it, by looking at the colour. The browner the colour, it's starting to get older and older. Shall we put up a prize, Michael? I've got €2 left in my pocket, so €2 to the person who gets the closest. Oh, wow. Are you getting that?
Yeah.
It's like chocolate.
Chocolatey. Very velvet. No, I'm loving it.
It's so nice.
It's amazing. 2003. 2002.
2010. 1996.
2001.
2001.
2002.
Donc c'est un 2003.
Well done. Thank you very much. It's been a great day for Michael's old college mates.
This is absolutely the highlight of the whole trip.
We don't see this stuff at home, no.
Not in Nottingham, no.
Nottingham.
We were laughing on the plane saying all we're going to do is drink, but we have actually learned so much. That's actually been educational as well.
It's a unique experience. Can't get it anywhere else. It's just the sort of thing you want to see, people really enjoying it and saying that they got this experience because they came to Chateau and we introduced them to something unique.
Michael and Jonathan will soon discover the results of their day trip experiment once the guests have returned to the chateau. They seem pleased enough right now, but that could just be the wine talking. In just half a day, Philip Bailey-Smith and I have nearly completed his most ambitious engineering project at the rented chateau. We're nearly on dry land. Come on, nearly there.
Quite excited.
It's a bridge, mate. Last one's yours, fella.
Last one.
That's a 10-metre expanse. Well done.
By the time the edges are on, it's 10 and a half, I think.
I nearly did you out of half a metre there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how you look at it. That is a decent old span. First man to cross the bridge. I'm not testing it. But, oh, they get a wedding party in there. Do you know what? It takes two of us as well. No deflection whatsoever. Hey, mate, in the middle. Look.
Yeah.
That's a proper test.
I'm over the moon, actually.
Mate, well done.
Thanks for the help.
All right, pleasure. A pleasure. Nah, you just can make it look pretty now.
But it's not quite finished yet.
You do need this.
There's one more test I need to see before I go.
How many bridges had you built before you bought your chateau?
One when I was about 10. You got my little BMX across the streams.
What's happening is as you get older, your house gets a lot bigger and you go from BMX across a stream to you ride on more across a moat.
They say the grass is always greener on the other side, and now it's shorter too.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
It is. I'm happy with that.
In Bordeaux, while Johnny is checking the outbuildings of a prospective chateau, girlfriend Ashley takes a call from the estate agent of a chateau they put an offer on last week.
Bye-bye. Guess what? They accepted the offer. I can't wait to tell Johnny. It's amazing. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. I really didn't expect it. I didn't expect it at all. Our dream chateau is now ours. We're gonna get the keys to the castle.
It's great news, but they still have to finish their current viewing of another chateau with estate agent Benoit.
Yes. See, you have a very nice point of view on the
the two turrets.
On the property.
Ben, thank you so much.
It's
Thank you,
it's
my
a pleasure.
Thank you.
Have a nice day back. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
We got news.
All right, so you call back?
Yeah.
Okay, and?
Guess what?
What?
They accepted our offer.
No way.
Yes way.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we can get out of here now, Liv. Oh my God. Oh, babe, I can't believe it. Wow, we're now going to be the new guardians of the beautiful chateau with amazing outbuildings, everything we... Oh, I want to scream, babe.
Scream.
Oh my God.
Woo!
Since they met and fell in love a year ago, getting the keys to their very own slice of French history has been Johnny and Ashley's dream.
That's awesome, babe. Oh, I'm so happy.
And 6 weeks on from having their offer accepted...
Chateau de Lavigny, here we come.
Give us a jingle.
So, we have the keys, and we're moving in today to our chateau, and it's surreal. I mean, we've been waiting so long, and we looked at so many, and I can't even believe it, honestly. It's so exciting.
Here we are, babe. There's our new baby. In you go, boo-boo. In you go. Come here, baby.
And it was all going so well.
Come here, baby. Here we go. Straight in. Oh, sweetie, give me a hug. Oh.
This chateau, with its huge cavernous outbuilding, is perfect for their needs.
Is this going to be the workshop?
I think so. Workshop downstairs.
The brand new roof and heating system mean they can start living in it immediately.
That's good.
It does work.
But there's still plenty of renovation work needed to get this place up and running as a business.
I want to knock through this wall
Yeah.
and connect it to the bathroom behind it.
Today marks the beginning of the next stage of their chateau adventure. This is where the hard work really starts.
Now we get to actually start doing the fun stuff.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Yeah. No, we're mega, mega excited. We really are. Look at this, boo-boo. How nice is this?
At Chateau de Gelane, it's time for Michael's old college friends to go home.
Thank you for making the effort to come.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
For us, it was definitely not an effort.
Thank you very much for being the guinea pigs as well.
Oh, real pleasure.
The guests have all spent time filling in the visitors' book about the activities they've experienced while staying at the chateau, and Jonathan and Michael are keen to read them.
You know, getting your friends over to visit your new house is always quite a laugh. Maybe a bit show-off, but I've got a big house. Show it off.
Most importantly, though, you were going to leave a critique. If you're overly brutal, it helps because we can pull back from that. If we can get groups here, that's the better business for us rather than individuals. Having a look at the visitor's book, or the livre d'or, the golden book, as they call it in France. Words fail us, an amazing experience. With so many laughs and a couple of kisses. So, yes, an unforgettable trip. The wine caves were a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Back soon. Yeah, I think we might have hit on something that's got to do the business world of good. Onwards and upwards.
It's a good result for Michael and Jonathan, who hope that by laying on these activities, they'll attract more paying guests to the chateau. But until then, they need to find other sources of revenue. Next time, I help Jonathan search for some hidden booty. This is why people treasure hunt. Let me have a look. Let me have a picture. Let me have a picture. And Jonathan gets to work on his money-saving discovery.
We discovered the well, but we don't know quite how much water's in there.
There are arguments and toilet troubles for Phil and Angelina.
What's the point of me being here if you're not going to listen to me?
And a single mum gets more than she bargained for when renovating.
Oh, your hand. Now, don't worry, I've got another one. This is literally being soaked in cat urine. It's actually making my eyes sting.
I'm Dick Strawbridge, and along with my wife Angel and our 2 children, we left the UK for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau.
We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it.
We've gradually been making it into our home, as well as running it as a business.
That's a long way up.
But it turns out we're not alone, as dozens of Brits are doing exactly the same thing.
Sometimes you have to pinch yourself to think, I own that.
In this series, Angel and I will reveal more about our journey as chateau owners.
Quite a lot of scrap here. It's worth money. Might be able to pay you this time.
And guide these daring Brits where we can.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
As they renovate.
This is looking good. I'm quite happy with this.
Repair.
I've never done this before, so it should be all right.
And struggle to transform these buildings into their homes and businesses.
Go, 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 go. Absolutely magnificent.
Mamma mia! It's the curse of the accursed pool. This is not the way to make money.
But however hard the going gets, these plucky Brits can always say they're kings and queens of their very own castles.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Today, there's some surprises when I go in search of hidden booty in one chateau. This is why people treasure hunt. Arguments and toilet troubles for 2 chateau rookies.
What's the point of me being here if you're not going to listen to me?
And a single mum gets more than she bargained for at her 13-bedroom mansion.
Oh, your hand. Now, don't worry, I've got another one.
The 17th century Baroque style Chateau sits in over 6 acres of land.
The festoon lights are going to go along the trees that way.
It's home to estate agents Phil and Angelina Bailey-Smith, but they don't own the chateau, they rented it. This is a trial run to see if chateau life is for them.
We always said that if you're going to try to make a business out of a place like this, you've got to go through it yourself. You're learning if this can be your life.
They're hosting a 50th anniversary party here in the Pays de la Loire. I've already helped them build a bridge for it.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
It is.
But now the event, their very first one, is closing in fast.
Yeah, less than a month until really the deadline.
Yeah, you've got to try to prioritise it 1 to 10, everything being 1 and nothing being 10.
But Phil's top priority at the moment is far from glamorous. He needs to sort out the toilets for the party-goers. They're directly above an old septic tank, and there's rising damp.
There's some sort of damp-proof membrane that's retained moisture, and it's just soaked through, so it's time to make it look like something that you'd actually want to use rather than part of a horror movie.
Horror is definitely not the theme of the 50th wedding anniversary celebration they're hosting, so Phil needs to get stuck in.
This is the glamorous chateau life that everyone thinks I need. Trying to avoid getting my face as near to the toilet seat as possible.
Unfortunately, Phil, there are no easy jobs in a chateau, but some are cleaner than others.
I'm making bath bombs for all the guests that are coming. The difference between me and Phil is that I'm quite creative and I've always done like decorating and ideas, little soft touches, upholstering, painting, furniture. That is my strength. Phil loves the manly job roles.
Smells wonderful.
We certainly established the rules of the household, so to speak.
Oh, glamorous.
I'm gonna add rose fragrance oil. You want to be able to throw in a bath bomb and the whole room fills with scent to take you away to a nicer, more relaxing place.
It smells wonderful.
Phil thinks he's got a solution to the damp problem.
With a little luck, a dehumidifier will solve the issue. In time for me to decorate for the party. Let's rip it all off and see what happens.
Let's add a bit of colour. It's just a bit of fun play with the colours, so it doesn't really matter to whatever the interior you're trying to match it to.
The colour scheme is the least of Phil's worries.
I might end up putting lining paper over the problem again for a second time.
I always hate when they fall apart and crumble. But yay, this one came out great.
Angelina's bath bombs may be good to go, but with just a few weeks before the first paid event, the toilet is anything but.
A lot damper than I thought. You can actually feel the moisture in it. I'm a little bit worried that I won't have enough time before the party to let this dry out and then be able to decorate it properly.
There's little option but to wait and pray the damp dries out in time. Not only can I feel Philip's pain, I think I can smell it as well. This is the magnificent Chateau de Jalène. It's the home of British couple Michael and Jonathan. 3 years ago, they swapped life in London, working as a social housing manager and a buyer, for a new life in the Loire Valley.
We thought it was too good an opportunity to miss.
With the help of investors, they've converted it into 15 holiday apartments and a wedding venue. But with only a handful of weddings booked so far this year, they haven't made a profit yet. They've decided this year is make or break for them.
John and I don't earn anything out of this until it starts making money. We've got to make the decision, can we still sustain the two of us being here?
They're doing everything they can to keep the costs down and attract more guests to stay at the chateau. Recently, they explored some of the chateau's many caves, looking for anything of value.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
They found 40 bottles of wine dating back to the 1970s.
Motherload!
Which they plan to share with wine buffs and connoisseurs staying at the chateau.
1995.
Increasing the experience and appeal of staying at this amazing place. And they found a well.
We got water.
A valuable free source of water that Jonathan plans on trying to extract later. Today, I'm going to help Jonathan search for something in one of the sealed-up caves. In the back of the car, I got my tools. We're going exploring. Boys will play. That's not a small chateau.
Hello, Dick.
Jonathan, hello. Lovely to meet you.
And you. Thanks ever so much for coming.
Oh, I've actually got my tools in the back of the car. If I just grab those, can we go and have a look at some of these caves?
Sure. Straight out the gate there, round the block.
The chateau's moat is over 30 feet wide, 16 feet deep, and runs around the building for almost a quarter of a mile. You could get a bus down here, so my car's no problem. This is just a sort of a playground for boys, isn't it? Just the things you can do. There's an awful lot of wear on these stones, and they're sedimentary. They're quite soft. You can see crumbling around here, can't you, as well?
Well, that's the effect of the water.
But it is safe, isn't it?
Well, in the main, yes.
I'll take Jonathan's word for it. So what are we looking for, then?
We had a Facebook message from one of the girls who was at school here who said that she was looking out of the windows and before the Germans left, she saw them putting the wine into the caves and bricking them up afterwards.
The German army occupied the chateau during the Second World War. And, of course, if it was good enough to brick up, it was good wine.
Yeah, that's what I think.
There could be more wine, as if they haven't found enough already. OK, I've got some drill, some hammer.
There's one, for instance, that you could get into. And then there's others.
Michael and Jonathan have 9 bricked-up caves coming off their moat. Today we'll have time to search just one for the fabled hidden wine. Which one? Which one?
And here's one, look. For instance, look at this one.
The really exciting thing about this is we got no ideas.
No, I haven't a clue.
This is why people treasure hunt, because in here there could be anything. And we're going 50-50. No, I don't think Michael would approve that, would he?
No, you wouldn't. Nor would the French government either.
Really?
No, we have, in our contract, it says that anything that we discover is given over to the state. So...
OK.
If we find anything, keep quiet, everyone, right?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably take this bit out here or go down between these bricks, because I've got no idea. Yeah? You up for it?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Right, OK.
Smashing through this wall with a sledgehammer risks damaging whatever goodies lie within. Instead, I'm using my power drill for a more targeted approach.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I am.
It's going in quite easy. That's not a bad place to choose, is it? There we go.
How far are you in, then?
Hold on. OK, so 6 inches, 8 inches. This is for checking out drains, and I've got it for when we've got problems with sort of the sewage. There's a couple of areas in the chateau that we use it on. I've got a little camera. So I've got a light I can turn on. This is the first light that's gone in there for, we don't even know how long.
No, we don't.
It could be 50, it could be 100. Get yourself over here, so you can see the screen. Watch, see the screen?
Yeah, wow.
I feel a bit queasy, I feel like one of those doctors.
I think your horse has definitely got a problem, sir.
Yeah, arthroscopy. Here we go. Watch. Show cave. It opens up. See, it opens up. We don't know what we can see. That looks like there's light reflecting off things there, doesn't it?
In the heart of France proudly stands Chateau de Mazilier. Dating back to 1174, the medieval castle has had many noble owners, including the Knights Templar and King Louis XIV. Now it's home to this 9-year-old Louis and his mum Fiona.
I think my interest in period property started as a child. I used to play in a very big country house, and I always used to think, yeah, I'm going to get myself one of these one day. I spent 30 years in the UK in property development, so to buy the castle, it seemed very logical to me that it would be the next biggest challenge to take.
Located in the Limousin region of France, it's got 13 bedrooms, a 14-bed coach house, a chapel, and some medieval dungeons. Similar chateaux are on the market for about £900,000 at the moment.
Most people would admit that they do have that fantasy, that notion, wouldn't it be lovely to have a castle?
Yeah, very romantic in theory. Fiona's had to put in a bucket load of work to get this 840-year-old relic looking like it does now. And there's still plenty more to do.
I remember arriving and sitting on my bed that night and just crying, thinking, oh my God, what have you actually done?
She started by converting the servants' quarters for her and Louis into an apartment with all mod cons.
It's 5 years on. He loves the castle, wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
The long-term plan is to rent out some of the chateau's 13 bedrooms as a B&B, but there's still a lot of work to do before that's possible. Fiona's been working almost entirely single-handedly, all paid for by using life savings from her past property developments.
I'm doing it on my own because it gives me a sense of achievement at this stage of my life. This is kind of was going to be my baby. This is kind of the heart.
But there's a catch. There's a limited time each year Fiona can get the work done.
There are certain works that you can only really do when the weather is very, very warm, because castles generally are very, very cold and cool. So the painting, wallpapering, once it hits, I'd say October, you can forget that right through to March, and because the wallpaper will not take, so it's a total waste of time. So more pressure's on, because you know it won't be until the following year that you can really get works done.
Fiona's been having ongoing problems with the electrics.
Some of the floors have not been updated for maybe 30 years.
This is one job Fiona can't tackle herself. She's called her mate, electrician Pete, to try and fix the issue once and for all.
So every time I turn on the electricity box, it works for a while, and then it's just tripping out.
Okay.
And at times it's taking the other levels out as well at the same time. Yesterday it did work, it was fine, it was running.
It's fine all day?
All day. And then, like today, it's being very temperamental.
First, Pete has to find the fuse box where the problem is.
It's trial and error, basically.
Eventually, he finds it on the first floor.
Okay. It's that circuit down there that's giving us the problems.
Unfortunately, now he has to go through all the lights on the first floor to find the fault. If he can't find the problem, Fiona could end up having to rewire this whole section of the chateau, a cost of thousands she just doesn't have the budget for.
Trying to find problems in a place this size could be a real nightmare.
It just feels never-ending, and the money's going out and nothing's coming in, and you just see this bank balance going down and down and down.
A 200-mile drive northwest of Fiona's, I'm hunting for a stash of wine, supposedly hidden by the Germans in one of Jonathan and Michael's sealed-up caves. And we've spotted something shiny.
Do you know what we could do? We could put another hole a couple of inches lower down, maybe 4 inches lower down, and then we've got some light coming in the top hole, maybe shine a torch in the top. You watching? Here we go. Yeah. Right, we're going in again. See if we've got any more light. Here we go. Oh.
Hey.
What's that? What's
It's glass, it's a bottle. It's a bottle.
It's a bottle.
It is, isn't it? That's the neck of a bottle.
It's more than one bottle, mate.
Yes, it is.
It's confirmed. We've a positive sighting. Even a lower-end bottle of wine from the 1940s could be worth as much as 100 quid.
Jonathan, if you're up for it, mate, I'm going to put a couple more holes in here. Where this is now, we're hammering it out. This is the same as a hammer and chisel.
Or a knife and butter.
Whoa, that is so soft. I have to be careful. I don't want to bring down any stone in there.
You're not through, are you?
Okay.
You are.
I am through. Oh, there's more in the back. Hold on, we don't want any of that to fall inwards, do we?
No.
So reach over it. Ow!
Ow. I'll tell you why, ow.
Whoa, that's what we saw.
Well, that's champagne-y type stuff, isn't it? Or brandy.
Champagne doesn't last as well as wine, but one unspoiled bottle could be worth between 100 and 200 pounds.
Oh, wow. It goes right up the back.
There's an awful lot of broken glass in there. Are there any still in one piece?
And there's one sitting right within tantalising distance that's still got the neck on it. That's a champagne bottle. Is it? No? And one's got a stopper in. And
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Let me have a look.
No, come on.
Let me have a
Top. Top. I think, it's very dark, but I think there's one in there that's still got the cap on top of it. So...
Point one, there we go. Ready? Oh, no. Oh, man, that's just...
I'm parched just looking at it.
So sad. It's a beautiful bottle. Oh, I thought it was going to be this one.
Well, it's frustrating, but this has been fascinating. These bottles could have been hidden by the Germans at the tail end of the Second World War. But the cave sandstone is constantly being eroded by water, and unfortunately, over the years, it's fallen down and smashed Chateau de Jalen's precious cargo.
But I tell you what, I have got a bottle of that 1979 we found, if you fancy having a glass.
OK, yes.
This is a wine Jonathan and Michael found before. I hope it survived the 38 years. Just over 100 miles northwest at Chateau, it promises to be another busy day for Phil and Angelina.
Beautiful, having lots of space for, obviously, the events and stuff. There's a downside sometimes. When you get to the end of the day, you look on your phone and your step count is up in lots of 30,000, and you haven't actually gone anywhere. You've just been walking around with some wood.
They're hosting their first ever paid event in just over a week. While Phil waits for the toilets to dry out, he's making a start on the other part of his master plan, the outdoor bar he's promised the party clients.
There's never been anything particularly simple at this house. This is the bar.
They need to make this 50th wedding party a success to prove to themselves they have the mettle to run a permanent chateau business.
Careful. The event is extremely close now, and I'm really nervous. I'll say it when Angelina isn't here. My worry is that if we don't make this event a success, I could handle that, but I don't think Angelina could. Angelina's tolerance for making a success out of this place is a lot lower than mine.
I don't know what we'll do. If this fails, I think we'll have to rethink whether we can make it, you know, are we good at this? We'd have to go back to England and resume our lives and go to normal, you know, day jobs that are not as exciting as this, not, you know, having an adventure of, you know, looking after, you know, great big old chateau.
The outdoor bar was a key part of Phil's sales pitch for the party.
It's taking shape. It's looking like a bar.
On the night, this bar will be serving up to 60 people.
Oh, there's a bend in the wood. I can see it. It's gonna happen. Oh. I think we've done it. One last thing.
With the bar furnishings in place, Phil's ready for his first customer.
Wow!
What do you think?
Some lighting, bunting, you know, it'll be stunning.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're envisaging all of these things, because once I finish building it, that's what you're doing.
Can you pour me a drink then? I love it. You come prepared.
It's wine or wine?
Wine will be fine. Cheers.
To the bar.
I'm at Chateau de Gelaine, about to taste one of the 40 bottles of wine Jonathan and Michael found in one of their caves.
It's glorious up here, isn't it?
It is. It's,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's our escape.
I can't shake this at all, can you?
No.
Wow. 1979.
79 isn't generally regarded as a good year in France, but I tell you what, I'll just be amazed if this 38-year-old wine hasn't spoiled. And if it hasn't, it'll be a good indication that the other 39 bottles could be in good nick too.
I really feel very privileged. Yeah. This was actually bottled the year I became a second lieutenant in the British Army. Oh, that's the big thing. Oh, my Jonathan!
Doesn't smell vinegary, does it?
No, that's good. We're all right. It's not corked at all.
No.
That's actually very special.
Yeah.
That really surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah. Look at the lovely colour.
Jonathan decants it to separate out any sediment and let the wine breathe.
I'm going to put a bit of air in it now. Pour it a bit from
that's fine. Don't go. So this is the thing to do. What a cracking way to end the day. Thank you, sir.
Cheers. Hey, that is surprisingly good. Wow. It is amazing. Actually, the second gulp was even better.
That is decidedly good.
It was worth it, wasn't it?
Life in a shadow's not too terrible, is it?
Not at moments like these.
It's been a good day for Jonathan. So the hoard of hidden German wine didn't survive. But if the wine I tasted today is anything to go by, the other bottles could attract Chateau de Gelaine wine-loving guests. Just under 200 miles southeast, Fiona Jones has spent the last 5 years renovating her gorgeous 12th century chateau. This summer, she's been tackling its ground floor. She already rents out rooms to guests in the estate's 3-bedroom gîte and eventually wants to do the same with rooms in the 13-bedroom chateau. Today, Pete, for trusty electrician, is trying to find a faulty circuit that's causing the fuses to blow on all 4 floors of the chateau.
It might be a loose cable somewhere, which is causing a overheating problem, and he's stripping the whole circuit out.
Meanwhile, Fiona's getting on with decorating the dining room.
It hasn't been used as a dining room for forever. The whole wall's been plastered now in a nice English plaster, so that needs sealing and painting, ready for wallpapering. Originally, the room would have had this panelling from the floor to the ceiling.
Fiona finds some of the wood panels hidden behind a false wall. Others have been turned into doors. She's bringing the treasures back to their original home here.
That's going to look really nice once that's stained and varnished.
It's a 2-person job, so she's called in builder Dave to help. She just needs to decide which panel she wants where.
Hold on, that's damaged. We won't use that one. We'll use the damaged one up the far end where it doesn't show so much. Okay, ready? Go. Thank you. That one's a bit taller as well, isn't it? Okay, move it along and we'll try another one. Just... Oh, nearly. Oh, nearly. OK, that's not going to work either, is it? Oh.
That's what I'm getting at.
It's that Laura and Hardy, isn't it?
It's
OK.
a little bit, yeah.
Fiona's already under pressure to get this work done before the winter hits and it's too cold for plaster, paint and wallpaper to hold. But she's made other plans that are adding to the stress.
I'm going to host an event at the end of July. The mayor is going to attend. He's very interested in seeing what I've been doing up here. I do at least need to have the dining room complete, so then with the event, I can show everybody the whole of the ground floor. Okay, so the pressure's on.
It's a lot of work to finish in just 9 weeks.
Smalls together, bigs together.
No, it looks awful.
Looks awful?
Yeah, no, I don't like it. Small, big, small, big, small, big. We're having a domestic now.
Looks like sparks are starting to fly here and are hopefully about to upstairs because Pete thinks he's solved the problem of the tripping electrics.
The problem is here, you've got a bare connector on the neutral and he's touching the earth, and that's what's caused the problem.
Something as simple as 2 bare wires touching each other has been tripping the whole chateau on and off for the past 5 years. All Pete needs to do is replace the wires, a 2-minute job.
Good job on tool. OK, that's job done. Everything's on.
That quick fix has potentially saved Fiona thousands of pounds.
Hey, give me 5, Pete. Hey.
She counts herself lucky that she's found a top team to work with over here.
It's purely coincidental that the few people that I do have come in to work with me are English expats. It wouldn't matter to me. You could be French, English, any nationality. As long as you get my electricity on, that's all I care about, that I can cook.
And she's finally happy with the order of the panelling. Dave's supposed to be fixing it to the wall.
That's my hand there.
Oh, it's your hand?
Yeah, don't worry, I've got another one.
Sorry. Sorry.
But there's still a lot to get done before Fiona's ready for her big party reveal.
This wall needs to be plastered and then would have to be sealed with paint and then wallpapered as well. And then it's just the flooring that's left. God, I've got so much decorating to do.
You have. Miles.
At Chateau de Gelin in the Loire Valley, after previously discovering a well in one of their caves, Jonathan and volunteers Cohen and Thomas are trying to test how easily they can extract water from it.
It's costing us €7,000 a year to water the back garden. That equates to the profit from 210 guests. So we have to have 210 people here before we've even paid to water the garden.
Jonathan has hired the biggest submersible water pump he could find.
We discovered the well, but we don't know quite how much water's in there. So we need to jack up a pump, dangle it down into the well so that we can test how much is coming out. I'm hoping it's going to be like an American oil gusher.
It's certainly a big pump, bigger than they probably need for this job.
It's a serious bit of kit. I mean, that's even bigger than a fireman's hose. Is that going to go through that hole?
We measured it. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't put yourself at risk. Whatever you do, you let the thing go, all right?
It's going down.
Don't risk yourself. OK, all right. Good luck, guys. I'm going up to turn the machine on. See you in a bit. Cross your fingers.
Ready.
A big pump needs a big generator. Hopefully, Jonathan can operate it.
So I'm just trying to remember what they taught me this morning about how to start it up. Don't do this, don't do that, and whatever you do, don't do the other. I can't remember this, that, or the other. So, in for a penny. Come on. Yes!
Yes, turn it on.
And now the moment of truth. I'm going to belt like the clappers, because I want to see it coming out the other end. You ready? I'm off! Oh my God! All right.
It's going great until...
It's going down.
Oh, I don't really know what to make of it. I'm starting to get mixed feelings as to whether it's actually going to work or not.
Is this all the water that's down there? Or does the answer lie with the humongous pump they're using? Meanwhile, back at Chateau, Phil and Angelina have just a week left before hosting their first ever paid event, a 50th wedding anniversary party.
Pressure's mounting because we're very, very close and the toilets are the most important thing that I've actually had to do here, and I still haven't done them.
Severe damp in the toilets is refusing to dry out.
This wall needs to be completely scraped off, and ideally at that point you plaster it, you paint it. Don't have any time for that, so we've got to hide it for the party.
Phil's quick fix is to stretch fabric over the toilet's unsightly walls.
We're going to stretch material down over the top, and I'm just looking at the measurements. And then wood panel up to here, which we're faking with a bit of ply.
Meanwhile...
Awesome. This is fun.
Upstairs, Angelina's putting her design skills to good use.
Phil is relying on me to find the best fabric suitable for the toilet. We're pretty limited on time now. There's only, a few days left, so I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, hand it over to Phil. Phil then completes that job and make it look great. Because this is important. You can't just walk into that toilet. You'll be shock horrified, They'll be known as the worst toilets alive,
Angelina's fabric will cover the top half of the walls, above new wooden panels that Phil is constructing. He's aiming for an old-style look with modern materials.
If we can use this, put a little square in the middle of it, when it's painted, to a quick glance, it will look like it's some original wood panelling, and hopefully no one will realise I've put a little bit of marine ply and some decorative beading on the wall. Come on. It's a fraction off level, but they are toilets after all, not an art gallery.
Here you go.
What do you think?
That's really lovely. Going to be actually in keeping with the character of the chateau. I'm really pleased with that. I'm feeling quite positive, and hopefully that's going to be a quite quick turnaround. I think it will be anyways.
It seems an end to their toilet trauma could be in sight.
I could have ironed this.
Yeah, well, you could have done lots of things.
Or maybe not.
Are you planning on stapling?
Yes. I said, can we put it corner to corner? And you went, yes.
Just like upholstery, you start from the middle and you work your way out.
I need to be able to see how it's hanging.
This isn't stretched, but yeah.
Yeah, well, can you lean over and do that while I'm holding it up?
Oh my God, it's too hot.
Yes, I'm well aware. Fingers move.
Not that close to my finger. No, higher than my finger.
Away.
I'm not moving my finger. Confined space, halogen bulb, 2 people, horrendous smell.
And that rising temperature is causing rising tempers.
Same thing you do here. You're supposed to do the middle and then the sides.
Right.
But obviously,
Why
because,
don't-
but
why-
because you already started on the corner and it's at an angle, which I can see, it's like this. What's the point of me being here if you're not going to listen to me? That's at an angle. I can see it. Look. Now I have to waste my time and wait for him to come back.
270 miles southeast, for Fiona, sometimes Chateau renovations have to take a backseat to normal everyday life.
We're just going to go and collect Louis now.
Fiona's little boy gets dropped off by the school bus, which also very conveniently acts as Fiona's personal courier service.
Merci, thank you. The coach driver has kindly dropped off a delivery of emergency paint for the dining room. That's very, very common in the small little community. Everybody kind of helps each other.
Fiona also needs the paint for an 18th century staircase that she's renovating in the north wing.
The size of the staircase and just for the use for the servants demonstrates how rich the family actually was.
These days, all it demonstrates is how damp and rotten it is after years of neglect.
And you can see on the old lights here all of the red dust from the spores, from the wet rot and the dry rot.
As well as causing structural damage, some damper mould can cause skin irritation and breathing problems.
So I'm just getting the majority of the fungus removed, and then a nice rough sandpaper will clean this up completely.
Then Fiona will use a chemical treatment to stop it returning. But next for today, ripping out the old door.
This wall was put up to separate the staff when it was run as an equestrian centre in the 1980s.
One of my favourite things about chateaus are the constant surprises. Some pleasant, some just plain weird.
This did have a tongue and groove wall, but they've kind of filled in a gap with hundreds of pairs of socks, just to use as a type of an insulation. This has got to be my first out of all of my renovation jobs for 30 years. I've never seen anyone use socks as insulation. I saved you some socks.
Saved you some socks, great.
What size shoe are you? I've heard you're a size 2.
No, I'm
Ladies' size.
Never mind.
Dave removes the rest of the wooden beams that supported the old wall and ceiling above the door.
Hopefully that's going to come out. I'll pass that to you, Fiona. Give you mine and nails again. Alrighty. All done. Right.
It's very nice to see it gone. I think that's been enclosed for about 40 years. It'll be beautiful if I keep telling myself that.
It will.
Fingers crossed. At Chateau Bayerl, Philip and Angelina have made up over the toilet.
We can get away with just one toilet for the day.
I don't think so.
Angelina finishes hanging the cloth that will hide the toilet's stained walls.
Spend the entire day in the toilet, comes in and swoops in for the glory.
Yay! I'm really, really pleased. I'm actually really good at this.
Living in a chateau, you imagine it's going to be a fairy tale, but the mountain of work that goes with it, along with starting a business, it takes its toll. We're both sensible enough to know there's a bigger picture. You know, small arguments now for a better life in the future is not a problem. Yeah. We're on the home stretch. I'll have a working toilet downstairs.
This is how it was before, and this is how it is now. The fabric has covered everything that horrid and lurking behind it. It's better than a wallpaper or a paint because it's actually letting the wall breathe through the fabric. So the longer it stays on, the longer it'll dry out.
With the fabrics hung and panels in place, that's one guest toilet nearly ready.
It's going to look better than I think I expected. I can see the end result. I need to finish off some finer details, like actually put the toilet in.
With one toilet patched up and the bar built, it's been a productive few days.
Got us something to drink to celebrate. Today's been a tough day.
But with less than a week before the party, there's still a huge amount to do.
It's all or nothing. If we don't get it right, you'd really have to evaluate if we're capable of doing this moving forward. It's like make or break to the life that you really want.
It's just life, I guess. Chateau life.
At Chateau de Gelane, Jonathan was using a powerful pump to extract a free source of water from a well, potentially saving him $7 grand a year in water bills for their 20-acre garden. When it stopped.
I was very excited because it came gushing out. We'll have to look down the well now and see what's left.
Volunteer Cohen is still hopeful.
There is still some water, right?
There is?
Yeah.
The big pump wasn't pushed far enough into the well.
And we repositioned the pump.
Okay.
So we think we can give it another try.
Superb. I'll go back up. Let me know when you want it turned on.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay. All right, we can give it another go. There it comes.
The pump pulls up the last of the water. There was enough there to water their 7-acre garden at least once. But now they need to check that the water replenishes itself. Otherwise, this well is useless.
But of course, the real test is, does the thing refill? So we know whether we've got a goer or not. So, yeah.
They'll come back after a coffee to find out. Back in central France, Fiona's begun restoring a 300-year-old staircase. She's putting up some ugly felt, left over for when this part of the chateau was home to a caretaker who clearly kept a lot of cats.
There's got to be over 100 steps here. So all of this is literally being soaked in cat urine. That's why it smells so bad. It's actually making my eyes sting at the moment.
Fiona's vision is to recreate how the staircase would have looked in its prime in the 1700s.
Only 99 steps to go. I want to try and preserve all of the wood. I don't want to carpet it. I just want to make it look as original as possible.
Take note, people. Everyday chateau life definitely isn't always living like kings and queens. Sometimes the reality is more Cinderella.
There's all mouse poo on that as well. Big cobwebs under there. It's a good job I'm not scared of spiders, isn't it? The spiders in the castle are so huge, you hear them running across the floor like they've got boots on.
After an hour of graft, that's just one flight of stairs cleared. There's 3 more and months of work before the staircase is restored.
All of the steps are going to need to be sanded. And then also, we're talking about each landing as well.
Seems to me Fiona's taking on an awful lot. Let's hope she finishes it in time for the mayor's visit in 9 weeks. At Chateau de Gelane, Jonathan and volunteers Cohen and Thomas are waiting to see if the well refills with water.
Yeah, it's definitely filling up.
You absolutely sure?
Yeah, it's bubbling.
That's great news. That means we've got a constant supply. The only thing that we did wrong here was that we've got a pump that's far too big for the amount of water that we've got in the well.
I think with a smaller pump, you have a very good supply of water.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier. Good. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
It's official. Jonathan and Michael have just secured a saving of $7 grand a year.
Why isn't this coming up then?
It should be coming up.
That's if they can get that oversized pump back out again.
Why isn't it coming then?
Because it's still full of water, I think.
As well as being a tight squeeze, The pump weighs a hefty 50 kilos.
Can we attach it to the car and then pull it up with the car? It could have a disaster because if both ropes snap, then we've lost the pump down there.
Ideally, you'd use a four-wheel drive with a winch and a metal cable for this job. Jonathan has a Renault people carrier and what looks like a clothesline.
Slow.
How far is it?
Couple meters. Stop! Stop! Stop the engine.
Thank you.
Phew. This free water supply has been a great find. It's surprises like these that can make all the difference when running a chateau.
It's part of what makes it enjoyable.
Next time...
Stop it! Get away!
Jonathan and Michael deal with the arrival of the chateau's investors.
Come on in. I wasn't expecting quite the backlash.
It's a mad rush for Phil and Angelina to set up the anniversary party at their chateau.
Loads of nails fell into that sink because just exhausted, really.
And Fiona struggles to get her chateau ready for the mayor's visit.
I'm rushing, thinking about Louis. Gravity, stay.
This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau.
We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it.
We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Floor needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload!
In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This place is done up.
As they face the ups.
It's really beautiful.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
And downs.
It's a lot worse than it looks.
Of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau.
We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today...
Stop it! Get away!
It's fun and games at one chateau as it's prepared for the arrival of its investors.
We need to get on top of it. Get on top of the goats.
Until the investors actually arrive, that is.
I was amazed how anti people were. I wasn't expecting quite the backlash.
It's a mad rush for one couple setting up an anniversary party at their chateau.
Loads of nails fell into that sink because just exhausted, really.
And a single mum struggles to get her chateau ready for a visit from the local mayor.
I'm rushing, thinking about Louis. Gravity, stay.
The beautiful Chateau de Jalène. It's managed by couple Michael and Jonathan.
We were civilly partnered 5 years ago on a very joyful occasion with all our family and friends, and everything was going great. Then we decided to buy a chateau.
They bought it for £750,000 4 years ago, and with the help of investors, have transformed it into what it is today.
It was great, it was fantastic, but then it all started to unravel.
We knew we were taking a risk. We didn't think it was going to be this big a risk.
Located in the Pays de la Loire, the chateau hasn't been making money. If they can't make it pay for itself by the end of the summer, they may have to quit.
This is our home, it's all we've got.
Everything we have is now invested in this, So we haven't got a fallback option. All our eggs are in the one basket.
And over the next few days, these eggs could be under threat.
The Investors' Week is coming up. They can vote us out just as easily as they voted us in. Michael and I could lose our jobs. It's as simple as that.
So Michael and Jonathan have a plan for the Chateau's banqueting hall that they hope will please the investors.
We ordered some artwork and they delivered it to the farm next door. So the farmer's kindly said that he'll bring it round here.
They're hoping this artwork will make the Chateau more appealing to prospective wedding clients and, in turn, the investors.
We had some feedback from brides who visit the place saying it looks a bit of a blank canvas. It's hard for them to visualise what it's going to look like.
Oh, look! He's brought it on a forklift truck. Oh, my God. Is it hitting the ground? Oh, my.
How much did you say that's worth?
10 grand.
They're worth 10 grand, but thrifty Jonathan actually got them for 5. It's crucial they aren't damaged.
Good on him. Only in France. Fantastic.
Try and get that through the letterbox.
That's all right. He can see it. He can see it. Superb.
Merci, Jean-Denis.
Jean-Denis, ça va?
Très bien.
Merci bien pour ça.
Inside are 20 reproduction of famous French-themed paintings, most of them by French artists.
I'm so excited. I've never spent this much money. If you imagine going to the January sales with 10 grand in your pocket, that's how excited I am. I've never spent that much money, never.
Bought a house once.
Yeah, but no, that's a paper transaction, isn't it? What are you doing? Hang on, you're ahead of me again.
You've got to go this way, you've got to go this way.
No, I
There's
want
nails this way.
Come on. I just want to see the top one.
Seen it.
Stop it! Get away! You're so horrible. No, I want to see what they're like. Oh, my God. Pull it off.
Should we be a bit more delicate?
No. Go. Take it! Oh, my God. I want to put it somewhere. Absolutely magnificent. These are digital restorations of the original. Now we need to get these into the banqueting hall. I can take 2.
Tomorrow they start the task of putting them up. 2.5 hours drive northwest of Jonathan and Michael is another chateau, Chateau Bayeux. It's the splendid home of husband and wife, Philip and Angelina Bailey-Smith.
There wasn't an argument. I said, we're going to go live here in a chateau in France. Chateau Victor. It was literally
No, it wasn't like, all right. It was like, yeah, I want it. Call them now. I want it. I'm signing.
They're renting the 17th century place in the Pays de la Loire region of northern France to try their hand at chateau life before deciding whether or not to buy their own.
To me, the dream of living in a chateau and making it pay for itself is alive and well, and I couldn't genuinely think of living back in London now. I couldn't.
As a first step to starting an events business at the chateau, Phil and Angelina have taken on the challenge of hosting a 50th wedding anniversary party. Over the last 8 weeks, they've cleared the grounds, built a bar, and even a bridge.
Last one's yours, fella.
Go on.
With a little help from yours truly.
Well done.
Now the big day has finally arrived.
Looks stunning. Really, really stunning.
And Phil and Angelina, joined by a few local helpers, are working flat out to get the chateau ready before the 50th anniversary couple arrive in 2 hours' time.
Phil, I'm just a bit worried about the amount of glitter ribbon. I just don't think I have enough.
With 60 guests expected, Phil wants to make sure the way to the party is well signposted.
It's a bit stressful if you park in the wrong place. French neighbours shouting, why are you parking in my driveway? And no, I don't, this isn't a party, this is my house. It's going to be a little bit embarrassing. It's also a bit stressful for the start of the party.
We need to make a sign that's nice and clear for all the visitors. So we found a beautiful frame that I bought. I think it's stunning, really full of character, very chateau-y. You have pencil?
No, I don't.
You have measuring tape?
Inside.
I'll go and get the ruler.
No, I don't need a ruler, I need a pencil.
Yeah, but I need straight line.
Oh, yeah, you get the ruler, I'll get a pencil will be helpful, thanks.
The pressure's starting to take its toll.
I'm gonna pull one of these out. Give me 2 seconds to cut this first, thank you.
Okay.
Put your hands on that, like that, okay?
Sorry, Philly.
Yes. The arrow is left for the party.
Yes, that's
the
right.
arrow is
I
right
know
for the party.
about that arrow. Oh my God, I just want to kill you now.
Never argue with a man with power tools. I've got to go off and get the tables and chairs, which shows me how far behind I am, because it means, yeah, once furniture starts to arrive, it's happening, isn't it? You know, it's not a case of, uh-oh, I can get away with this. Bye.
Ciao.
Today's Phil and Angelina's own first wedding anniversary, but there's no time to celebrate. If today doesn't go well, they may have to give up their dream of a chateau life.
It's at the back of your mind, you're like, if I don't do it now and get it right, should we carry on this sort of thing, or shouldn't we? These are the tables and chairs. There won't be enough to seat everybody, but not everyone will eat at the same time. It's quite an informal affair they want in the evening. Never ending. I hope they appreciate it come the end of it. Typical. It's not glamorous, this, sometimes. It's just hard graft. We're doing it on a shoestring budget to try to start a business to see if it works on as little as possible. So we're doing 10 people's jobs.
Seating sorted, that's one more job done. But Phil's got plenty more on his plate.
We get it 75% right, we can carry on with this business. If we make a mess of this today, you're not cut out for that certain thing. And do you know what? Now I've thought about that, I can feel the pressure.
It's proving to be one of the hottest days of the year. Perfect for the party, less so for Angelina.
Because of the scale of the place, it's impossible. You end up like running 1,000 meters one way, then 1,000 another, and you're just exhausted, really. Well, I am now. I'm sweaty. Look at me, sweaty Betty.
There's now just 2 hours until the clients are due to arrive. And Phil seems to have forgotten his most pressing job of all.
Toilets need to be cleared off.
Yeah.
It's about, what, 11?
I still haven't quite finished the toilets.
Unbelievably, after 8 weeks to prepare for this event, Phil still hasn't sorted out the abomination that is the guests' toilet. Just over 100 miles southeast, Alan, one of the volunteers at Chateau de Jalène, is helping Michael and Jonathan put up the newly acquired artwork in the banquet hall.
The first part is all about measuring it out and getting it levels. So then, hopefully by the end of the day, we should have all of those up. Knowing Jonathan, everything's going to be spot on, perfect, measured to within a millimetre. So I reckon the biggest challenge will be getting Jonathan happy.
Michael knows his partner well, because 1 hour later...
How's it going, Al? Oh, blimey. Alan's let me down a little bit because he's not centred this picture. And I've got a good 8 inches on one side and a good 3 inches on the other. Shall I just mark the rest of your work while I'm here? And what did you have in mind here, Alan, just for my amusement?
After a bit more tweaking, Jonathan is happy. But will Michael be?
25. Michael will not. He'll just come in and grunt at it and say, it seems a lot of money to pay for a poster. What are you laughing for?
It's done, isn't it? Wow, they look good.
Why are we laughing?
There's a lot of nudity, isn't there?
Is that all you were laughing at? Yeah. I can cope with if it's just the nudity.
They're cool. They're brilliant. They're big. But these are brilliant. These are good. And who's she?
She's Madame Pompadour.
And why is Madame Pompadour famous? I know the name.
She's the mistress of Louis the...
Yeah, you've done all right. No, yeah, she's brilliant. I like him. I like him a lot.
Good.
Yeah, I do.
I'm happy. He's happy. No row, which I thought was coming.
They're both happy. The question is, will the investors be when they arrive in just 2 days' time? The 13-bedroom Chateau de Magillier. Parts of it date back to 1174. It has medieval dungeons, a chapel, and a 14-bedroom coach house. now run as a holiday home. It's all owned, run and being restored by single mum Fiona Jones.
Oh, it was the best thing I did. Wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Slap bang in the heart of France, she and her son live here in the upstairs floor while slowly renovating the rest of the chateau, with the goal of eventually running the restored area as B&B alongside the holiday home.
If only you had thumbs, you could help me.
This year she's focused on the first floor, and this dining room is the last room to do.
I've not found that one room here has just been simple.
In 1 week, she's throwing a party for the mayor and local community in an attempt to start promoting the B&B.
The pressure's on now. It's a big job, this room to complete.
She's plastered the room and primed it ready for decorating. Today's jobs are wallpapering and filling in the problematic gaps between the ceiling beams.
We're having a lot of problems with bats, mice. What's actually happening is the bats are getting in through all of the tiny little gaps in between the beams here. My idea, I'm going to attempt, I think this will work, to spray foam all the way through there, and then I'm going to varnish it so it's at least sealed. And it'll take a damn good mouse to chew through all of that. Right, it goes. Gravity, stay.
That doesn't look like it's really filling the hole to me.
What I'll do is I'll let the bigger areas just dry, and then I'll put some more foam in afterwards and just build it up in another layer, and that'll be fine. What a mess. Not used this product before, it's a lot softer. It shouldn't be dripping not to this excess. It's a real mess.
Fiona's going to have to come up with another plan if she wants to finish this job in the time she's got. 170 miles northwest, Chateau de Jalen's shareholders are coming today to see how their investment is doing. Their visit ends with an annual general meeting, or AGM. The way the business has been going is likely to be a tough one. But Jonathan and Michael have a couple of treats up their sleeves.
Hello, have you had a good morning?
One of them is goats.
What have you been doing? Could you eat a little bit more for me, please? Because they say that you won't eat enough.
They hope the investors will like the clever idea to have the grass trimmed for almost no cost.
Look at that. Somebody's been chucking the bloomin' breakfast out there for the goats. I didn't think that... You shouldn't be feeding goats pizzas, should you?
The other treat is the new paintings in the banquet hall.
It's definitely going to be a talking point, I reckon.
They'll show the investors the paintings tomorrow. Tonight, they'll wine and dine them. They've started to arrive earlier than expected.
The meal starts at half.
It starts at 7.
7, so I've got to get drinks ready as well.
OK.
So I'm going to get changed.
All right, meet you back here in 10. Done. We've now got 3 investors all arriving at the same time, and we've got to get the drinks ready for dinner tonight. They were supposed to be staggered, but it'll just turn into a complete mess. It's never ending. Oui, allô, Chateau de Jalen?
It's not the best start. I hope tomorrow goes better. 100 miles northwest at Chateau, it's the day of the 50th wedding anniversary party that Phil and Angelina Bailey-Smith have spent the last 2 months preparing for.
Loads of nails fell into that sink.
Today's party is a test. If it goes well, they may stay in France. If it goes badly, they may pack up and give up their dream of running a chateau business.
This is the life that I'm really happy with currently living and can't wait to continue, so I'd be heartbroken if it ended.
The guests of honour are due to arrive in 2 hours, but Phil hasn't finished fixing the toilets he promised would be ready.
Well, this particular toilet is almost finished. Once this is in, the toilet's 2 screws in 1 pipe connector, and then it's done. I think I might have to cement the pipe to fill it up.
As Phil tests his speed plumbing skills, Angelina's putting the finishing touches to the party signs.
I'll just copy the style, quite like it. God, all these swirly things. That's a good arrow. That's a good size arrow. I mean, you know, you can't miss going in the wrong direction. One of the other things that I wanted to do, I actually like cake decorating type of stencils, kind of like fleur-de-lis. Lovely. A bit of little swirly action there. If you turn right instead of left, you're going to miss the party.
Phil's attempting to get at least one of the toilets up and running.
How do I do this?
But unfortunately, there's a new problem.
The actual water feed to the toilet has now decided it doesn't want to play ball and is dripping. This is an absolute nightmare.
Phil promises clients 2 working toilets to accommodate their 60 guests. But he's struggling to provide one. And even worse, golden anniversary couple Chris and Anne are nearly here.
It just seems 5 minutes ago that I met you and we got married.
A lot of people who are coming today, I don't think have been to a chateau.
We've got some flying in from England and we've got some Dutch. They've driven over 800 miles to get here, so that's going to be a special moment.
We've put our trust in them to make sure that they're going to make this a special day for us as well, as has been promised. When we first saw it, there was a tremendous amount of work that had to be done. Well, here we are.
Okay. With Phil caught short and Angelina nowhere to be seen, there's no one to welcome Chris and Anne.
Gosh, I've forgotten how big the place was.
Yeah, I have. I don't know where they are. Heavens. What a lovely way to spend 50 years of marriage.
Will they be happy with Phil and Angelina's preparations for their big day? At Chateau de Gelaine, the investors have been arriving through the night. And by this morning, they're all here.
Hello, how are you? Come on in.
The key part of the visit is the annual general meeting.
Probably the most important date in the diary this year.
And because the business has been struggling, Michael and Jonathan are worried.
They could say that they're not satisfied with the progress, and it's not an idle threat. They could say, sorry guys, you've given it your best shot, but now we need somebody who knows what they're doing.
So they're hoping to impress the investors with their new paintings for the Chateau's banquet hall.
Thanks for joining the tour. What I'd really like you to see is what we've done in the main gallery. Let's go through and see what you think. The idea has been to take the old traditional oil painting artworks of some of the French masters, but to display them in a contemporary manner.
It's a huge improvement. I think it's warmed up the room, and I love it.
I'll be random.
It's not my favourite.
Well, I'm particularly bothered by this one, I must say, because it is a violent painting, and this is a room that's going to be used for weddings, for happy occasions.
It wasn't quite the vote of confidence Jonathan had been hoping for.
I suppose I'm disappointed that people were more opinionated than they needed to have been. It was the most momentous thing that we've done, cost us the most money.
And there's more to worry about. The investors' board has called a pre-meeting to discuss the agenda for the AGM.
Thank you very much for coming. I'll start off with item number 1.
And they aren't happy about the goats or the fence to keep them in around the chateau.
I think a lot of people have the same view of that we're putting up a farm fence and farm animals on the chateau. I'd be seriously concerned that's going to detract from the quality of people what see of a chateau.
As with anything that we buy or sort out, there's normally 2 or 3 weeks of us getting it right. So a point taken on board. We'll talk to the sheep people today, and we'll see what improvements or modifications that we can make.
3 brides I've spoken to about it now about it.
They're fine with sheep, are they? And goats?
Goats in the moat, yeah.
I think enough people sort of viewed the fence and said, what is that?
Said all along that I had my reservations about it. I said, I'm going to try it. And I said specifically to the guys putting it in, if I don't like it, it's all coming out.
So thank you very much for attending, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow for the AGM.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you.
The board aren't keen on the goats, but what they really don't like is the fence. Michael and Jonathan will need to think what to do about it before the AGM tomorrow.
I was amazed how anti people were. I wasn't expecting quite the backlash, so the sheep might have to go if they're voted down tomorrow.
At Chateau de Mazilier, owner Fiona Jones is slowly renovating parts into a bed and breakfast. She's just worked out she's been using the wrong foam filler to plug the gaps in the ceiling beams of the dining room and has now bought a type better suited to the task.
Right, let's hope this works. Look at that, fabulous.
Fiona needs to get a move on. This whole room needs to be ready for the unveiling party for the mayor in just 1 week's time.
Just going to leave that for a little while and then I'm going to cut it all out so that you don't even know that there's foam there. I've got some insulation foam which I'm going to pack the bigger holes out with initially and then I'm going to spray foam that.
Fiona will wait for that to dry. Then she'll be able to trim and neaten it up and wood stain it to match the beams.
Even if it looks like a mess right now, it'll be fine.
In the meantime, she's got the wallpapering to crack on with.
I haven't used this wallpaper before, but I've got it from England. I was just looking for something that was sage green with a gold effect.
She's cutting it fine. She needs to collect her little boy Louis from school in just an hour's time.
See, that is completely out, okay. That is completely out. I knew it would be. Of course it is.
The problem with all old chateaux is that the walls, ceilings and floors are never at right angles, so hanging wallpaper becomes a real test of patience.
It's just important to get the first piece straight.
If just one strip of paper is pasted at the wrong angle, all others lined up against it will be wonky too.
Right, so that's perfect. Look at that. Straight on the bubble. It's perfect.
She's got the line up right, but the heat on this scorching summer's day is causing her other problems.
It's 32 degrees today. The edges are not, they're drying out too quickly and curling. I have to go and get Louis as well. This is the problem. I'm rushing, thinking about Louis. I can't do it. I don't know why the edges are drying so quickly. I've never had this happen.
She's only hung 2 strips, but she's run out of time and has to go and collect Louis. She hasn't finished either the foam filler or the papering she needed to take off today. With the big party looming, will she be able to finish the room in time? Meanwhile, back at Chateau, golden anniversary couple Chris and Anne have arrived and their party is due to start in less than an hour.
I don't know where they are. Should we go towards the terrace or...?
But Phil and Angelina are still rushing to get the chateau ready.
I hope everyone can see this. This parking sign represents that there's a very long drive ahead, and then you gotta do a sharp right. It's self-explanatory. We are not doing great for time.
Hello.
I've seen you for ages.
This looks lovely.
Thank you.
Hello, my darling.
Oh, you look gorgeous. Oh, you smell amazing. I'm sorry, I'm
it's all right.
in my work mode.
It's okay. You've been working, haven't you?
We have many surprises for you.
One surprise they may not like is Phil still struggling to plumb in the toilets for their 60 guests.
I think I might have to get Angelina to stall them slightly. I need gloves. This is way too hot. I need my gloves. They're here. We're trying to shepherd them in one direction away from certain rooms and others. So we're currently playing a tag team of making sure they're all right and don't need to go anywhere.
Angelina's hoping to buy a few more precious minutes by showing Chris and Anne the bedroom she's renovated for them.
Ta-da!
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Look at this.
And the butterflies are amazing.
It's a lovely cold room. I've made you lovely bath bombs if you wish to take the bath before the party starts.
That's lovely.
Oh, it's lovely, Anne. Couple of questions. Don't intend to spend a great deal of time in the room.
Yes.
And I mean, we've not seen around the rest of the house.
With Chris keen to start inspecting, finally there's a very welcome, if slightly weird sound in the guest toilet.
Makes a bit of a noise. We'll certainly know if they get stuck in there. You can press it a few times to more signals, can't they?
Well, Phil's got one of the toilets up and running. Angelina surreptitiously ushers Chris and Anne past and outside to the main event.
Straight through, please.
Will they be satisfied with the party venue?
Phil, shall we go through the different areas?
We've got the area for those that want to have a fire out the way.
On the other land over the bridge.
Yeah, we haven't got the smoke coming across here.
Look at your bridge, it looks amazing.
Yeah. We've laid out a decent amount of seating. The outdoor bar.
Oh, that looks amazing. Really beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely.
They seem happy, so Phil decides to confess.
I've got one last thing. I've managed to get one of the downstairs toilets finished to completion. The other one, there was issues with the pipe work.
You can only use one at a time?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Well, that went better than I thought.
What I'll do is I'll leave you go and greet some guests while I get changed.
Yeah.
You go and have a shower first. I'll deal with gates and what have you.
Fantastic.
Well, they've pulled it off.
Yeah. They've done wonders, absolutely. A perfect place for a wedding.
What they managed to achieve is totally delightful. I can't sum it up any better than that.
With the guests starting to arrive, and after 8 weeks of hard graft, it's party time at Chateau.
To Chris and Anne, 50 years. It's great. We've done that out of literally blood, sweat and tears. I'm seeing it come to reality, and I can see other people right now really enjoying what I envisaged, so that actually other people are as wowed at it as I would hope they would be. Maybe my crazy dream is maybe not as crazy as it sounded in the first place.
We've done really well.
And
yes,
on our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, that's true. Marry you.
Me too.
At Chateau de Gelin, the board of investors aren't happy with the fence surrounding the chateau.
Ce matin, tout le monde dit, mais c'est un château, ce n'est pas un ferme. Qu'est-ce qu'ils pensent? C'est, oh là là.
Jonathan admits they may have a point.
I realise that the imposing nature of our driveway here has been completely compromised by the fact that these posts are right on the edge. So what was a lovely tree-lined avenue has now got this sheep enclosure impinging on it. Beaucoup de clients arrêtent les voitures ici pour prendre les photos de cette vue. It's our calling card, that very first thing that they see. And if it's a load of rough wooden stakes in the ground, that's not going to do us many favours. Ici est la possibilité de plonger, oui. Les poteaux. Oui, exact.
By moving it down the slope of the moat, the fence shouldn't be so prominent.
Tu fais les clôtures maintenant et après...
Merci bien.
OK. Plan so far is that they're going to finish off doing the fencing tonight, come and put the last bits of that in, and the sheep will arrive tomorrow.
There are 6 sheep arriving in addition to these goats, but the board has agreed to defer deciding their fate until the annual general meeting. And there's another problem.
Comment tous vos gens vont être infectés de l'odeur?
Ah oui?
Ah oui, ah oui, oui.
They've just said another problem we've got is that we put a male and a female. They never put male goats with customers because male goats smell quite strong.
These men can smell goats?
Yeah, they can tell the difference between a male and a female smell.
But I can't smell anything.
Now they've mentioned it, I can smell.
That's ridiculous.
They can smell male goat.
So what do they say? We should have all females?
Have all female.
Well, we need to get on top of it, don't we? Get on top of the goats.
Let's just see how it goes.
Come on.
Where am I going? Where am I going now?
What? Work.
There's no more time for goat talk. They need to prepare the financial report for the AGM.
We should make an operating profit of around 9,000 this year.
What's left over here?
5,000, and we'd get half of that.
2,500 euros between two of us. That's 1,250 euros each.
3 years.
For
3 years' work.
As they go through the books, they start to wonder if it's all worthwhile or whether they should give up of their own accord.
When do we start to earn? No quality of life, working 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. Are you game to give it a go for another year? Are you happy to do it?
In the heart of France, Fiona spent 5 years renovating her chateau in the hope of one day running it as a B&B. For the last week, she's been trying to renovate her dining room in time for an unveiling to the local mayor. And she's made it.
It does give you a nice sense of achievement that you've not just gone into a room and just decorated it. It's really had to be gutted and the whole room's had to be reinstated to put it back to its originality as best as I'm able to.
Finally, the man who she hopes will bless her business venture, the mayor, Michel Navarre, arrives.
I'm going to take him inside now, just let him have a look. I just kind of finished wallpapering yesterday. This is literally the last room on the ground floor that is complete.
What does he think?
Parce que je voulais voir comment aujourd'hui il était. C'est vrai, quand on passe à l'extérieur, on se rend pas compte.
Yes, he insisted to have it visited with you because he was very curious to see how it had become, and he's so happy. Yes, it's a very nice surprise.
Okay, right.
And I think he thinks a lot of people would be very pleased to visit it one day.
It's the official seal of approval. But there's one thing bothering the mayor.
Une petite réclamation, c'est que vous appreniez le français.
He would be pleased with you learn the French language.
Yes. But tell him...
I can help you.
No, but tell him I'm so busy working, I don't get out to have a good time and talk with French.
It's been a great day for Fiona. And what's more, the mayor seems enthusiastic about her plans for a B&B.
He's full of excitement and ideas for the chambre d'eau. Gives you more motivation to just continue.
So what's next for this one-woman renovation army?
All of the windows need to be painted and the panes of glass need to be replaced and any of the woodwork can be repaired. And then I'll be finishing off the large servant staircase and, yeah, after that, start hitting the bedrooms on the first floor. Get the business up and running.
I wish you all the best, Fiona, and with your energy, I'm sure you'll manage. At Chateau, Phil and Angelina's first ever paid event is in full swing.
It's just wonderful. I think it can be a real business for them. I know that Angelina, she's just really passionate about that.
I've had a fabulous time, absolutely brilliant. A chateau is meant to be alive, and that's exactly what it is tonight. It is alive.
With the party and Chateau earning rave reviews, Phil and Angelina can finally turn their attention to a celebration of their own.
Everyone's having a great time. That's only a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
Woo! Early start. Let's celebrate.
Hey, we've done everything we possibly can.
Yeah. Everything we promised, which is great. Thank you very much.
First party, first event.
Yeah.
It's the first of so many, and I was coming close to pulling the plug, but you know what? I see the future. Nothing more we can do tonight.
No.
It's a great party.
We pulled it off.
We pulled it off. Well done.
May there be many more.
First of many.
I look forward to some sleep. Sleep 24 hours.
At Chateau de Gelaine in the Loire Valley, it's almost time for the AGM, and Jonathan and Michael could find themselves out of a job if the investors aren't happy with the way the business is going.
The worst that could happen in the meeting is a motion of no confidence because we've not achieved the targets that we said we would. I'm nervous about it. This is a very vocal group, and they will all want to make their point.
And even if they aren't pushed, they're considering leaving anyway.
I hate criticism, and I've just got to bite my tongue, and I mustn't bite back. Preparation is the key. If it all looks great when they walk in, you've got half the battle won because they think, oh, this is going to be a professional do.
Jonathan and Michael know the biggest discussion today will be about the fence and animals.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the annual general meeting of the Salle Chateau de Gelaine. It's come to my attention that we might have a contentious issue to discuss.
This part of the meeting will take place behind closed doors.
We have an issue about the arrival of the sheep.
If you're going to bring the sheep in, why do we have such great big posts there?
You see these poles stuck along a road like a farm fence. It's totally distracted from the whole chateau.
If there are things which come to light, like it doesn't rain for 3 weeks and the place stinks, right? You might do something about it.
Exactly, of course. Overall, it's an experiment, and if it's proved to be wrong, it will disappear.
The investors decide to keep the issue under review. And if it doesn't work out, Jonathan and Michael will get rid of them.
I'd like to crack on as quickly as possible.
The meeting goes on, and other chateau business is discussed.
There was some effort to generate wedding event business from the States. Whatever happened to that?
You see, you concentrate on weddings during the week, isn't it?
You're right.
And you want bums on seats during the week as well, don't you?
Yep.
After 3 hours, it's finally over.
All that remains is to say thank you very much for taking the time to listen to what the board had to present to you and for all the suggestions that you've made, be they difficult or easy.
So how do Michael and Jonathan feel?
There was some discussion about the sheep, and as far as I can make out, there's only one person who was a fan of a sheep. The rest of them said it was the worst decision that could possibly have been made. What were we thinking of? Why didn't we get anybody's permission? Why didn't we do this? Why didn't we do that? And I think there wasn't a single person in the room that didn't have a go for an hour about how much the sheep have got to go. There was very little trust in our abilities to...
I don't care about the sheep. I care about that we were supposed to have a mandate to be the managers here. I didn't come out of that meeting with a mandate to the managers and to be take the right decisions.
It seems the goats and sheep are just some of the many issues for Michael and Jonathan.
I feel as if I've got the weight of the world on my shoulders and I could do without it, really. I've got so much going on. You know, it's very, very difficult to keep it all together.
So they're not making any rash decisions on their future now. They're committed to the upcoming summer wedding.
It's time to start worrying about other things. We've now got worrying about our next event.
They'll decide if they're going to stay at Chateau de Gelaine after that.
This Chateau lark is not all plain sailing.
100 miles northwest, and it's the morning after the big event for Philip and Angelina. And it wasn't all plain sailing.
Yesterday I caught you and you had your head in your hand. Why? Were you having a little post meltdown?
Oh yeah, yesterday, of course, yeah. I hid.
He was like this. Oh, best go and check on him. Yeah.
I did it in the middle of the afternoon. I just ran to the back of the garden when no one could see me.
That's why it's a hidden section.
But everyone else is working away doing stuff, and I just hid when no one could see me, and just had my head in my hands going, why we're not going to manage this, please.
Running a chateau can do that to some people.
You do have really, really down moments. That's when I have a cry and a moan and, you know, life
Get you lemons. You make...
Lemonade.
No. You make G&T.
So, decision time. Will they carry on with the chateau life?
I couldn't have hoped for more out of it. The reaction to everybody yesterday was just... It was the reassurance I think I needed to carry on. So we'll keep the place on for as long as we can. Now we're looking forward and there's no stopping. I hope.
Good luck, Phil and Angelina. With a lot of hard work, you two can make it. Next time, on the day of the wedding, Michael and Jonathan struggle with one problem.
The lift has jammed itself on the ground floor.
After another.
They don't think they've got any more parts like it because it's so old.
After another.
I found the pipe that's leaking. It's got a split in it. It looks like it is the mains pipe.
When two new parents face a mammoth task, trying to get their chateau ready for the holiday season,
I don't know if we can get everything done in time.
they call in support.
I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't realise I was going to be moving paving slab all day.
Or at least they thought they had.
We don't actually know if he's ever really done a full day's work in his life before.
And major pull and wall problems.
Oh my God, that is really not good.
Threaten to scupper a chateau's summer opening.
This wall fell down. We need to put it up before the guests come.